Which will give your unit an additional 25 hit points. And an additional D8 of attack.
Never mind. I'm moving it here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack.
Okay. You now have 5 spaces, so go ahead and roll 5d8 for your attack.
Wait, I thought it was 5d10 for a reason. Hold on a second.
No, when they attack you, they deal 1 lower size of damage die. You don't deal more. That's a capability of Toby Rama's unit.
Got it. Okay, 28 damage.
Perfect. You have injured them pretty significantly. They are not quite at 50% yet. Will that be it for Rome?
Yes.
Roulette, you are up. Oh, also, I should say Rome's turn has taken place, but it is technically top of the round because of the way we've been manipulating things. So, Telperion, you can make a tactician change if you would like.
Where's Jiri?
Literally the only thing you can do is, well, I guess
No, I can snap us around. I'm not going to move MK because I'm realizing I don't want all of them to go in conjunction.
That's what we're at right now.
Well, there's one interruption, which is MK, so I'm not going to move him. I could move... Oh, I could put Rome at the top. I could put Rome at the top. And then she could swing at these guys again, right now. Rome, you want to do that?
Yes.
Rome is going to go...
Snapping Rome to directly above you.
Well, I guess above me. Yeah. Because right now she's at the bottom. Yeah, I'll put her above me.
No, because I think Rome...
She is technically at the top. The
she's already there.
Durastian was already the top. So I should have said it at that point. But Durastian and Rome have gone. But I think functionally this might work.
I think I'm just confused because of the number. Because, like, I should look at the order, not the number. I think she's already at the
Correct.
top.
Yeah, look at the order, not the number, for sure.
But it's hard to know what the top is, though.
I know. Because of the tactician snaps, it's going to be impossible. It's just an infinite loop. It's going to be impossible. But the 22 of Durast was the first person to move. That is the top.
So that's what
they will stay at the top forever in this combat.
Gotcha.
There's no way to get them not.
I'll just leave it be, because I like where things are then.
Okay, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Roulette, it is your turn.
I am going to move up 1 and attack with 48.
Perfect.
Which should deal half to the commander. Is that how it goes?
They
Jesus.
actually, yes, they pressed, so they're not defending, so they will take the full 13 damage, and the commander will take half of that. But, Roulette, because you have engaged the unit that is, its commander is revealed, you can make an attack, a round of attacks. You get a turn against this commander right now.
Bonus action, flail, arcane weapon. Yeah, we'll do lightning. We'll do lightning on the thing. And I'm just gonna
encased in your steel defender melded armor, you whip out your flail and it electrifies.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Okay.
With this
standard attack roll.
Guy. It's gonna be a nat 20. I'm just calling it. Wait, why didn't it go? Oh, there we go. It's 24 hit.
24 absolutely hits.
Yes, it does.
Roll damage.
So that's base damage. Plus another 4. Toby would see this. As I come and swing down, Roulette's arm is just super strong, and you see her arm move faster because of this little exoskeleton on her.
That's right.
Dealing a little extra force damage. And then just from her soul, another charge of electricity goes through the down her arm through the flail.
As the crest of Dragoon enhances your lightning damage.
So yeah.
So total of
18, 22 damage.
you will see your flail comes across and almost directly impacts, and at the very last second, the Deadeye begins to shift out of the way, using his reaction, Uncanny Dodge, to take half the damage.
Yeah.
He can't take a turn against you, but he can still use his reactions.
As I hit him, can I tell what kind of armor he's wearing?
Light armor.
Metal?
Studded leather. There are metal studs on this leather armor, but we'll see.
For the sake of shocking grasp is what I was wondering.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's going to apply to light armor like that.
Okay. Fuck it, I'll do it anyway. I will drop the flail to my wrist strap, and then I will just reach out, try and get a better hold on him, and I will do cast Shocking Grasp as my cantrip for my second action.
You butt.
Yes.
You
indeed.
stinking butt.
One of the benefits of this new spell allowing you to get a minor blade singing feature, a cantrip during your extra attack. Go ahead and roll.
The 20 hit?
20 will hit, so they will take how much lightning damage? And they cannot dodge this.
Another 13 lightning damage.
13.
As you see lightning, electricity just course through the entire exoskeleton down to my hand. And
where'd you get this idea from?
My brain. That was bonus action, attack. How's he looking?
He looks injured, not bloodied.
I will defend, and I will use my last 3 movement, 1, 2, 3, to back up to there.
Knock.
Yep. And
as you guys swarm in, assault, launch your spears for the attack, you rush in, swat at their commander, and then all of a sudden the Oracore is gone. They all retreat, flying up. You turn tail and run along the air and position yourself back. Very nicely done.
My turn.
Nice.
Jiri, it's you and the Noras. You've received a pretty heavy assault from Durast. And you don't see Telperian's unit on nearby, but you know they're there somewhere.
I also just saw, I mean, I think it's kind of funny that like we were standing next to Rome's troops, and then we like look around and they're like gone.
Yeah. So, Rome retreated, Telperian's cloaked. What the hell? Where are we?
I won't cloak this turn, Jiri.
All right, strategic retreat. So I'm gonna move 2 down, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to maneuver.
Okay.
I'll move 1 space into Rome's army. I will attack this group here with my action.
Okay. 2d8 from attacking within her unit, benefiting from Wild Sage Blossom's height advantage.
10 damage.
10 damage to that unit. They had pressed, so they aren't resisting any of this. However, Jiri, as you guys up in the tree cover are launching crossbow arrows and such, you have reduced this less than 50%, revealing its commander.
Ooh. Jiri will call out to this commander, or to this army. Hordes of Durast, are there any of you brave enough to face Jiri, Jarl of Jalin, in single combat to the death?
You see all of their crossbows start to aim up at the tree your people are in.
There it is.
Okay, then you bail, moving into your final space. Bonus action, movement.
Do I still get to attack him as Jiri, though?
Not during the turn you reveal them. After they are revealed, then any subsequent turn can.
Gotcha.
However, they do need to make a morale check.
How does morale affect things during
They
the battle?
lose. It immediately affects their initiative. So this unit just failed their morale check. And they are, I think, are a 19. They are now an 18.
Ah, gotcha.
Morale is very tied to initiative at the beginning and in the beginning and during combat. They lost a point of morale. Okay.
And then
that is it for Jiri.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call out to Telperion. Actually, just general broadcast this information since I don't know where Telperion's troops are. But I'll say, man, it would be cool to have some Elven support here. Where's Telperion?
Perfect. Then Telperion, it is your turn.
And then in true elven form, all of our cloaks rush off us and we come out of nowhere. Crit, I have a question. If I attack this guy from range, I think I have a range of 3, so I think I can attack him out.
You can hit him from this space, yes.
Does that mean Telperians get Telperion v commanders at range?
Yes. The mechanics of this system may not be fully intuitive in that sense, but yeah, if you attack them from 3 spaces away, Telperion still can have a turn against the commander.
Sweet. He does a cool elven sci-fly over that way. And then when they pushed, were they pushing 1 or 2?
They could only push 1.
I'm gonna move down 1.
Can they move multiple? Like if there were groups.
You have not seen that be done yet. Who knows if that's part of their capability or not?
All right, I'm gonna have the archers launch a volley at this bro.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
4d8, correct?
Yes.
I hide all my d8s. This is a big boy. This is a big boy.
I'm 1d8 shy of being able to roll all of mine physically.
Ooh, that was 14 plus 4 is 18 plus 2 is 20.
20 damage they had pressed, so they do not resist. That takes a meaty chunk out of their troops for sure. And Telperion can zoom in, flying probably, and make an attack against their commander.
Yeah. I don't know.
Functionally taking a full turn.
I guess I'm gonna get in there. And I'll probably use a quick toss too as my bonus action.
Okay.
Not worrying about the mechanics of a crescent, but that's all fluid.
Sure,
I think.
yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna attack. I kind of forget how to attack. Regular attack. D20. I rolled a 4. God. It's been so long since I feel like I've attacked. 14 to hit.
Definitely does not hit. You see the Durastian Knight commander, this unit, pull his shield up in front of him and hunker down in defensive position, and it just bounces off his shield.
Fair. All right. Second swing of my greatsword. Ooh, 27 to hit.
That one will hit for sure.
Okay.
There's not much he can do against that.
2d6. I'm gonna psionic strike on this, so I'll add a d8. Okay. Oh my god, I rolled an 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 plus 6 is 21. Plus an additional 3 is 24 damage.
24.
And then I will swing I'll quick or bonus action attack and throw a sliver his way. For 19.
I will say, I know it's kind of vague in our minds. Yeah, no, that's all fine. That's all fine. Yeah, go ahead and roll. What was the thing?
19. Ooh.
He will parry, adding 3 to his AC to knock the sliver away.
Got it. Got it.
That their reactions would actually be that prevalent. Nice.
Oh, do I action search? I'm gonna action search and try to swing at him 2 more times. Jesus.
Go.
Okay.
I want to get this. I just want somebody off the field as soon as possible to swing the tide in our favor. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm rolling 4d6.
Oh, you got a surge on that.
I already did my surge. It's 1 per turn. I ain't no
Gotcha.
paladin. Oh my god, I rolled so good. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 20. 26 damage.
Okay.
Carry that.
Oh,
bitch.
crit! I
He's-
did
he's still
success.
up.
I did. It doesn't matter right now. I did successfully psionic strike. Can you do a strength check to see if he stays standing up, or is it?
Sure. Yeah. No. That's fair game.
And I don't need it on this one because I literally crit. So I'll take my next with advantage if he fails. He passes. I think that my save is 15. Okay. Last action surge hit. 27.
Absolutely hits. Roll damage. He's heavily bloodied from, although a miss and a quick toss miss, you've hit him twice very heavily.
13 more damage.
He is on his last legs. You cripple him. He goes down to a knee before he rights himself back up. He is very low health.
May I
Murder.
make one comment?
You want to?
You're welcome to make one comment. I'm curious what it is because I have a comment too.
Okay.
I had a comment too. What are we all talking about?
All right, it's your turn. So MJ, comment first.
Do Kennedys have things to say?
I'm just saying a flavor comment, and I'm gonna slice his neck, and I say, "You were looking at the y'all. You should have been looking at me." But then I'll fly away. And
Okay. MK, what was your comment?
Is a quick toss considered a melee attack as the parry block text?
I'm
says?
in.
Doesn't matter.
Sure. It says a melee attack.
I agree that we're past that.
Okay.
That's not something. However, what we didn't do is Telperian's array of longbow attacks. I didn't deal the half damage to the commander. So Telperian, you bash this guy and clean him through, and then right over your head, additional arrows fall and rain and destroy this commander. And what is left of their morale scatters as this unit is removed from play.
Fuck yeah.
Ah.
fuck, that's so sick. All right, I just moved south one more.
Okay. Toby Rama, your turn.
Oh, a bonus action to defend this time.
You quick tossed. Oh, your unit. Yeah, perfect.
I will
whole unit looks at me.
shift, and I will attack the exposed commander unit. For
Perfect. Go ahead and roll your damage. 9d10.
That is.
I think they pressed, so they are not defending right now.
36, 44, 52, 62, 70.
That's insane rolls on that.
I had
Are they like all 9s and 10s? Like that's
I had
huge.
2 10s for 20,
Ben doesn't pick.
an 8 and a 9 for another. Oh no, take that down by. I counted. The symbol is. No, that's right. Take it down by 9. 61. I counted a 10 on a D100 die as a 10, but it should have been a 1. So 61 damage.
So, two things. One, this absolute onslaught of feral lycanthropy and wild blessed animal kind just tear to shreds this infantry and reduce its hit points to 0, as well as its commander's hit points by 30. He is still up and trying to desperately defend himself, command what's remaining of their troops. However, he needs to make an additional. His unit automatically loses 1 to morale here, going from 6 to 5, and has to make a check or immediately lose control of his army. Has to hit a 10. So an experienced Wraithwatch member is able to still form some semblance of control and order in an otherwise obvious defeat. He is low health. His unit is virtually dismantled, but they still have enough to occupy positions. However, you may now take your attack at the commander.
I will start with a Toll the Dead on the Wraithwatch
Okay.
commander. It's a Wisdom save.
Anything special he gets? Nope.
That is a fail.
That is
Also
a
need
fail.
12s.
And your level 8 ability applies to stuff like this, yes?
Yes, so it gets an extra D8 added on. I'll just
2d12 and 1d8.
12,
22 damage. You see just this necrotic mist sort of eat away and just disintegrate portions of his skin, and he writhes in pain, but he is still up.
So I will. Do I want to upcast it? Spiritual weapon as I fire off a spectral arrow. I'm not going to use the 5th level slot because I've already used all my 4th. So just a 2nd level normal spiritual weapon. For a plus 10 chance to hit.
Nat 20.
That's right. Yeah, 3 plus 5 plus another 6 for another 14 damage.
Wow. You see that just pierce his clavicle, and he's clutching at it in pain. You can tell he can't breathe. He's sputtering up blood, but he hasn't dropped yet.
I can't do anything with my movement that I want to do. So I'll have to just stay here, and that's my turn.
It is this unit's turn, who will move forward 2 spaces and will attack the newly exposed Selethar Rangers.
Bring it.
Yeah. Pretty good damage rolls. 22.
11 damage.
Yes, you defended, so 11. And then they will similarly take the defend action. Since it appears they are not good at pressing 2 units at once, they can only ever press a single unit back a single space. Then it is the Deadeye's unit's turn. Their unit is in shambles. They are at 0 hit points, so they cannot functionally attack. All they can do is try to aid their side's objectives. They're going to move. They are going to press. And then they are going to dash. That's about all they can do. Then it is this unit's turn, who will
top of initiative. Do you want to move in?
Yeah, that's a good call. You can definitely top of
Oh, yeah, I want Toby to put Toby at the very top. I think, right?
Above you is the best we can do.
Yeah, put.
Okay.
Do you
do that. I will do that one moment because it won't affect this unit's turn. They are going to dash and bonus action press. Okay, so Toby Rama, we're snapping to above Telperion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want him to get a chance to take out the Dead Watch.
Rome, it is your unit's turn. You guys are muted.
Okay, go ahead.
So I have one question. If I were to build right here, but so only like one square is touching this army, does it still do the like however many d8s of damage, or does it have to be touching all of the?
That's a really great question. It could be an entire 18 unit line, just purely again, just for simplicity of managing the system. As long as any Tetris piece is touching any other Tetris piece, you get to attack with your full might.
Okay.
I know that might not be super intuitive, and it's a good question. But yeah, even your guys that are far away, that's a really interesting comment though that I'll think about. But for now, yes, 5d8, or actually it would be 6d8 since you're going to create a 6th space.
Yep. And then just like side question, if I wanted to pivot, like what are the rules of pivoting if I were to like rotate myself?
We're still going to keep things Tetris here.
Great.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to attack now for 60.
Okay. Bonus action swarm, 68 attack. Damn, 25.
Fury, what's
That
your
will
speed?
be half because they defended.
Slow.
Same.
You have definitely injured that unit.
Great. That's all.
Any movement at all?
No.
Okay. Roulette, your turn. Oh, you guys are muted too.
Death rattles of the guy that's right there as I sick my birds on him.
18. They're already at 0 hit points, so you automatically, because of the attack action, you get to just dive in and attack their commander, who has like no health left. So go ahead and take a round as roulette against their Deadeye.
Would 9 damage kill him?
Oh, that's a great point. Yes, because of half the damage. Yeah, it absolutely does. Actually, he was clinging to life, and half the damage to the commander kills the commander, and the unit falls almost entirely dead. There might be a straggler or two that scram, but yes.
I move forward 1 bonus action, and as I 1, 2, 3, 4, as I'm swooping by, bonus action spear casting at these dum-dums.
There's no save for that. They are automatically encumbered for their next
And then
round.
I will take up my defensive position there.
Perfect.
Period.
As you are occupying one of the spaces of the gate, you can hear on the other side a force of Selithar waiting to grant you guys aid should you need it. To be commanded by Mathros, the general. But they have not entered the fray certainly yet. Jiri, it is your turn.
All right. I will maneuver bonus action, get inside of Rome's army, and actually, before I do this, would this maneuver be illegal? Maneuver 1, 2, and then because that's a total of 4 spaces. 1, 2,
1, 2,
actually,
3. You would have to use the maneuver doubles your thing to 4, so that's fully legal.
That's legal. Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check. All right, so I go here. I attack in the trees.
Yep. You have a range of 2, so you can attack catty corner like that.
11 damage.
11 damage to that unit. They were defending, so they will take half. Continue to move backward. Perfect. Bonus action and move and action.
Yep, and I think
you do have an available space left if you want, but
yeah, I think I'll stay. Why not? I'll go there. No, I'm gonna stay there. Done.
Okay. Toby.
Okay, retreating back. I think I see that Roulette is in prime position, even if pressed to hold our objective, so I will not dash like I might have done, and just move 3, and do a shift attack again.
Okay, go ahead and roll your 9d10. They had pressed, so they are not defending.
2, 8.
MK, your speed is 3.
Yeah.
The beast folk are
5.
very
A
agile.
0/0 counts as a 10 on a D100.
Yes,
or,
yes.
So that's a 10.
On a.
So
Yeah, because the 10 is a 1.
Okay. For
A single 0. But
6.
we have 6.5 minutes left in the Zoom.
Okay.
So what I'm curious about, can we pop back to my Jacoby one? Is that how Zoom works when it's temporary? Do you guys know? Because obviously not a long-term solution.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but that seems intuitively like something we could do.
We'll try that, yeah.
For 50 damage.
Jesus,
50
Toby.
Hot.
damage.
Damn.
They were not defending, so they take all of it. Once again, the wild beast folk of the Terracor just shred through this unit, reducing it to half and revealing their commander to be.
Time up. Toby tears him down.
Why do I keep thinking it's going to be like a named NPC commander?
No.
Another Durastian knight commanding this unit.
Jeff!
Commander revealed. Toby's turn taken. Telperion?
Morale check. Not that it'll.
Can I just-
Thank you. That's absolutely helpful to remember.
Is it imperative that I dash down there, team? Okay.
They do fail their morale check, which means they do go from 22 to 21.
All right. I'm gonna swing at this. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna move one, move another one. Hey, Telperion, don't go. And then actually, I'm gonna just move that one for now because I might. And I'll attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your 4d8. They are defending, so they will take half.
Do I reroll ones in this? But that's not my greatsword, so no. I don't think so.
No.
Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 6. Damage.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, it's terrible.
You see, this unit is, although they haven't been attacked as much, they are also perhaps more expertly defending themselves. They're moving more cautiously. They're hardier.
Oh, can a refresher on Jiri's ability? If he's attached to Rome like that, he cannot be targeted, correct?
It's not a matter of being attached. It's a matter of if Durast can target within their capability another unit with more HP, they will do so. They're not going to focus their energy on a small unit when they've got bigger threats to deal with.
So I'll go down 2.
Okay.
And then end my turn.
Perfect.
We have 4 minutes before. Whose turn is it? Is it Durast?
Let me get through. Yeah, these. I think I can do these Durast turns pretty quick.
Go.
They have a lot of health, so movement, press, and then they will attack.
I would have done the shield, not the cloak.
Perfect defending. They are going to turn at Rome's people and attack that unit. For 48 or 46 because of your passive.
Yes.
Yeah. You had swarmed, not defend, so you will take 11 points of damage. I don't think that actually reduces the size of your unit at all.
It is so like Jiri to just hang out next to someone bigger who's going to take the hits.
Perfect. Then it is.
Yeah, I took a huge hit though. My troops
You
are-
totally did. It's just really funny looking at your person because that's like
And it's
such
so like Telperion to be the defender, but be like, nope, I'm hiding.
Yeah, exactly. Leave Jerry's troops out in the open.
Oh my god, I got pushed.
This unit will move their entire movement and then free themselves from the spear cast. So their entire movement is 1. They will attack Roulette's unit.
Bring it. I shouldn't have said that.
20 damage to your unit. And I don't think you are revealed as a commander yet. You're
I'm at
still above
56. What's my max HP? 100?
100.
25 per. Yeah.
Then they will take the defend bonus action. Mostly you see them sheltering around their commander, more so than trying to prevent their entire unit from getting hurt. They're trying to shield the damage their commander takes. Then, similarly to last time, it'll be Rome's turn in a minute, but since we have less than 2 minutes on the Zoom, we can hop there and then pick it up from Rome.
Jacoby Zoom link is what you're looking for. See what happens. Bye.
hey, if you're actively engaged and participating, you can just keep refreshing that session, I think. It just doesn't want you to. So we could probably end the session and just jump back into it.
Let's try that again after.
Yeah. We don't need to move anyone around.
No. Rome's turn.
Rome's up.
Rome is up.
Okay, I am going to build an army here
Yes.
and attack.
Someday you're just going to totally wall them in.
That's the hope.
So that's gonna be 78, right?
It is indeed. They are No, they pressed, so they're not defending. Good roll.
Nice.
35 will reduce them below half and reveal their commander.
Is it Moira?
Imagine.
It's the King Zavar of Durast.
With these random little troops. Oh my god, it's Barbarian.
It is a Wraithwatch Reaver. And he needs to make a morale check for his unit. They suffer morale. You see his brutal way of sort of yelling at his troops is not an encouraging method in this moment. And they suffer automatically 1 to their initiative, which turns a 9 to an 8. Perfect. That is Rome's attack and bonus action. Any movement or sticking there?
Nope, just gonna stay there.
Okay.
And she gets a turn of attacks on the commander.
Not the turn the commander's revealed. All subsequent turns after the commander was revealed.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Wait, but then would that require me to reveal myself?
Sort of in the process, kind of like you are an individual attacking them, but you don't have to make the morale checks. Reveal is sort of a capital letter word that implies some mechanical things.
Okay, so next round I can then make the additional attack with just Rome
Yes.
and he spelled
Yep.
one. Okay, cool.
Yep.
It's a
Thank
keyword on a magic card.
Yes.
Ooh.
Roulette, your turn.
Oh, gross.
10 damage against that unit. They did defend, so they will take 5. And their commander will take 2.
That was just a feint attack so I could get in close and swing at him.
Okay. Yes,
bonus
you
action.
can absolutely attack their commander now.
Another bonus action to recast Arcane Weapon. And I will swing at him once with the flail. Is it 24 hit?
Absolutely hits.
Beautiful. It's this. I gotta set up a keyword for this thing. 1d6. Lightning, and then another 4 on top of that. So 17 total damage on the first swing.
Got it.
This guy looks like he's wearing metal armor.
Absolutely. He's wearing
Okay.
plate mail or actually chain mail and a shield. So
So
you do
I
have
will,
advantage on a shocking grasp.
I will shocking grasp attempt. Oh, gross. 17?
He just hunkers down and it electrifies the shield and it like pulls his arm down, but you haven't actually managed to damage and impact him with that.
Yeah. That is my turn. I'm going to I will bonus
an 8
action
with advantage.
That
Yikes.
sucks. Bonus action spear cast to slow them down. But I will stay flitting and floating up in the air right there.
Okay. That's a good point. So you're flying, so they can technically move into your space.
1 foot off the ground.
Okay, that's also very fair as long as you yeah, I guess functionally we'll always imagine you're at ground level. It's just your passive allows you to intercept.
We are Bigby's hand interposing forcing right now.
Yes, perfect. Jiri, your turn.
The Telpyron's troops hide.
I think they defended actually.
Okay.
So they're still visible.
Good. I will maneuver into Rome space here, and I will attack.
Okay. Bonus action maneuver, attack 2d8.
6 damage.
They had pressed, so they will take the full 6 damage, and their commander will take 3.
I'm kind of interested in moving towards helping the other crew, just so you know, but I don't have to if you guys want me to stay.
All right. Sensing Talpyrian's cowardly elves, I will move here.
Yeah, keep on the back
also,
line, Jerry.
Because you attacked the commander, you do get a round of Jiri attacks against that commander.
Murder.
That's it.
No, you got to do a G.
Yeah, you get Jiri.
Oh, well,
straight up
Jiro
get
will
a
ride
turn of
forward on his carpet, Shaggy, and he will again challenge the commander there. He will wave his tabby at him as a single combat challenge, and I will attack. I'm gonna bonus action mark him, and I will attack him twice.
Okay. Go
Zoinks,
ahead
Jiri.
and do so.
6.
26 absolutely hits. How much damage did he take there?
16 damage.
Okay. Being attacked by you, he will use his reaction to make a retaliation strike. One attack with his great axe back at you.
Not J-Dog.
So close to his improved critical. That will still hit though for, let me see if that's he does not have that feature active just yet. So you will take 18 slashing damage as you slash him and he just rears up his great axe and guts you in the side.
Jerry likes this.
He cuts through an air pocket that blasts him for 25 points of steam damage.
Indeed, that's right. You had puffy armor on. Minus 25.
It's like, oh yeah.
Jiri almost takes up the whole Nora's space because he's so puffy.
Perfect. That was his reaction. You have another attack available.
Yep. I will attack once again.
Definitely hits.
Oh, I'm so dumb.
15.
Another d6 damage.
Oh my god, I forgot about my ability.
And I'll be like, oh, you want to hit me again? Go ahead.
He is not bloodied, but you have carved into him pretty heavily with those 2 strikes. That is your turn. Is that it for
Yep.
Jiri? Toby.
People have not been taking the bait, so I'm just going to keep doing it and keep shifting, and I'll move 3, shift, and attack.
Perfect. 9d10. Can they hang on?
No.
Questionable. Mathematically possible. Just probably not in their favor.
4, 8, 9, 4,
I did, yeah. But they're gonna die anyway, so it's fine.
Okay. Maybe I won't be abandoning Jiri to die.
Well, Jerry ran away.
He's good at that.
Shut up.
25, 45 plus 16 is 61.
Damn. They are defending, so they will take half and are still reduced to 0, which means their morale is immediately affected, and their commander has to save to even stay in the fight. He will meet the DC of the morale check. So the unit is reduced to 0. They cannot functionally attack. The commander will take half of the damage they received. 15, indeed. But he's still up and trying to command what's left of the few individuals he's commanding.
And then as I go into attack, seeing how close they are to the their goal, I will do a 5th level. Would have loved for it to be a 4th level, but 5th level spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Oh,
You can do that.
Yeah,
Oh, it's more D8.
every
More
2
D8s.
levels you upcasted it increases.
Yeah, so he would benefit from it being a 4th, but I think Toby had specified that he's out of 4th level spell
Yeah.
slots.
So roll to hit. Again.
Holy shit.
Very nice. So that's
Dad, we
4d8
don't- Jeez.
plus your modifier.
Yes. So I have to do it like this, plus 5. For 21 force damage.
That, similarly to the other Deadeye that you had done this to, this just spears him in a vital organ, and he just almost doubles over, grasping at it, but he is still up.
And then Toll the Dead. For
Thank
a
you.
wisdom save.
Oh, attack.
That is
15?
a fail.
Okay, so roll your 2d12 plus 1d8.
For 14.
He will barely cling to life. Truly barely. He falls to the ground on all fours, grasping at his chest, trying to breathe as his internal organs are shutting down.
There. Okay.
They were
That's
spirit
my
cast. Do they get that little cute icon?
They do.
So they only have a range movement of 1 right now.
But
Okay.
they can dash and press.
Which I
If
So-
they're gonna be
still
so
don't
bold.
think quite gets them there, so I think we're okay. But if you could finish him off, go for it.
Yeah, dash and press is pretty, like, all they have to do is touch the pink and they kind of win, right? I don't really understand.
Well, if he moves,
Technically,
to...
the loss condition was they have to occupy both of those spaces, so they're in trouble.
Because he has to get around me either way.
He has to
They
move
can't.
to
They
every
can't
fifth
dash
level.
and press enough to get there this turn while their movement is hindered. Spear
Okay.
casting was the correct decision there.
Fabulous. I'm just gonna swing at these guys then and let you guys have at it. So I'll back up and swing. 48.
Go ahead and roll 48.
12, 13, 14. 2 6s, 2 1s.
14. They had pressed, so they'll take all that. 14. Commander takes 7. Okay, go ahead and attack the commander directly.
So question. I don't think we want to deal with his initiative, but am I familiar being in the fray with me?
Sure, yes, sure.
All right, so I'm gonna come in with my greatsword, and whatever this berserker's doing, he's gonna just like get like clomped in the face by a greasy ball of feathers as I say, "Loaf, strike!" And Loaf, like with his like comically small wings, flutters in and like hits him. So I'll take my first attack with advantage.
He takes the help action on
Yeah.
his turn, and then you benefit from the help action. That's totally fine.
Perfect.
Advantage on the first.
Well, I rolled a 4 and a 5, so we will say thanks, Loaf, and roll my second attack. I rolled a 6 that time. The 16 hit?
Which is a total of 16, you said?
Jesus Christ. I rolled a 4 or 5.
His armor is a 17, so you barely miss him. You think this strike is true, but he gets his great axe up just in front and shoves you off.
Well, this was boring. What can I do as a bonus action? I can
Shove, which is
sigh.
meaningless in this context.
I can psionic. I can second wind. I'm at full health. I could fly. I don't need to fly. I could recover a side eye. These are all boring.
It feels like there's no in between having too many things to do with your bonus action and having none.
Yeah, they're all. I guess I just have to
Pass your turn.
pass my turn, which feels bad. But no, I will do things. I will psionic recover a side eye because I used one. And then I will. I'm gonna move one this way, and then cloak. Just to. No, not cloak. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Defend.
I'll defend. So I have 1 health. And that will be my turn.
It will be the Reaver's unit's turn. Movement. No, you know what? They're going to do their movement to here instead, and then press downward. And then attack you.
Half damage.
Indeed. 16
8.
to 8. Your unit takes 8 damage.
81 health.
Got it. That's all they can do. And it is this one. They will rid themselves of the spear casts, wasting some of their movement. They will move. They will press in a desperate attempt to try and get closer to their goal. And then they will attack Roulette's unit. Oh, except, nope, they are at 0 hit points, so they cannot even attack. So what they will do is dash. They will move 1 additional space.
That's where I was going.
That is their turn. Rome, it is your turn.
So, I am.
Now, if you're very clever with your Tetrising,
I can like move diagonally down, right? That should take 2.
Down and then over.
Like, oops.
yeah, grab your whole group.
Let me try and put them all.
I think you'd have to go here, right? Or you'd have to put your additional unit there.
You can go down 1, left 1. Now,
And
now you are diagonal to them, but I believe your unit specifically has a range of 1, so you cannot attack a catty corner like that. However, you
But
could
if I
swarm and
add-
create. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Or
I'm gonna
there,
add
or
a
there.
1 right here. And then I
Perfect.
will attack.
Now you are in range for. You are officially a large unit almost. You have 8d8.
Whoa.
Murder.
Hi.
So
They
if you're ever
had
wondering
pressed,
what turn
they
of
will
the
take
combat we're
that.
on, just count how many squares Rome has.
Yeah.
Unless
that's a good point.
Square.
They did not defend. They are reduced to 0 hit points. The
Yeet.
Reaver will take half the damage and must immediately make a morale check to even try and keep his people in the fight. Needs to beat a 10. He will. Now the severity of his harsh commands are sort of frightening his troops into sticking around, even though it is surely a lost cause. But they stay in the fray. They cannot attack, but they can be a threat in various ways.
Can I attack him now because he's revealed and it's
Yes, absolutely you can. Rome can officially
Rome.
engage in commander-to-commander combat. So you can take a full turn as Rome. Action, bonus action.
Okay, I am gonna cast Blight on him.
Yes.
Very nice.
I was gonna say you can transform into a T-Rex the whole battle, I guess, and just be a T-Rex commander.
Would that
Yes,
work?
you can do that prior to battle starting, but not. It would waste your action on this particular turn.
Right.
So Blight is a more effective round this time.
I was just thinking in the future it'd be funny.
Yes,
if
that can definitely be fair, especially if polymorph lasts an hour. Your concentration checks might hinder that along the way, but Constitution saving throw. He will succeed, so he'll take half damage, but go ahead and roll your 8d8. He will take 17.
Take it.
He's definitely bloodied now. You see, like, just necrosis take over his exposed skin. However, he does rush you and make a retaliation strike as part of that, since more than a minute has passed since his last reaction. to make a single attack against you.
Ooh,
I'm
ouch.
certainly not within 30 feet.
You are certainly not. This is a heavy blow, and he does deal the additional damage because of he's at less than half his total hit points. 26.
And
26 plus
I was gonna ask a question.
17. Yeah, 43 damage to you, Rome. That is a dire wound he hits you with. But,
Can Telperion silvery barbs this?
what's the range on silvery barbs? If it's like 60 feet or something, no.
Oh, 300 feet.
Yeah, it's pretty far distances we're talking here.
Oh, I just saw that I was adjacent to him, so I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's not like you're 5 feet away by any means. You're 100 feet away from the nearest space of the thing you're touching.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, it is 60 feet.
Yeah, so I think as long as it's 60 feet, if it was 120, I might allow it. So no, unfortunately not, and that will deal quite a big chunk, an axe chopping into the tree that is Rome, but not enough to, dramatically threaten your life in this moment. But that is it for Rome, I believe. Action, bonus action, attack.
I think that's it. Oh wait, no, I can vicious mockery him.
You absolutely can. Yes, you absolutely can. Is that a whiz save on his part?
Yes, that's a wisdom save, right?
We'll look it up.
He's gonna Indomitable try and re-roll that.
I love when they use Indomitable on a cantrip.
Yeah, 14's not gonna cut it either. You injured him enough where he is kind of fearful of you right now. So how do you mock him?
He just like chopped a limb off.
My plants will take over your body.
I'll plant seeds in your corpse.
In your corpse.
Very cool. Go ahead and roll your 2d4.
I love that it's.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, and he has disadvantage on the next attack he makes.
That is true, he does. Great.
All right.
Ugh.
Some psychic damage, and you see him become enraged at the thought of losing to you. Roulette, your turn. And it's also start of the round. Telperion, you can make adjustments if you would like. I don't know that we've really been catching that every turn, but
We're running interference, and we're swooping in, and we're poking. We're
Perfect.
kingfishering them. That's the devil's number.
4d8 definitely forces your way through their remaining part of their unit, so you can immediately, he will take half the damage, and once again your unit attacking will end the life of a commander.
Wait, no, because as I let my forces go, and then I start like charging up as if I'm gonna do a shocking grasp, but I also looks like I'm doing arcane weapon, and my entire suit is electrified, but I don't drop the flail. And then as I'm holding the flail, I give the ring a spin, taking a note from just like something I think I've seen Rome do once, and the electricity just overflows into my body and shoots up into the sky as I cast Call Lightning through the ring, and just...
Jeez.
Perfect. Yeah, you are more than welcome to all of you. When your unit kills another unit and commander, flavor, how do you want to do this type environment? You see their remaining troops just shelter together, defending, like there's 4 of them trying to save the life of their commander, and then clouds form above in the blizzard, and just a lightning bolt crashes down to the sky and obliterates what's left of that unit and commander.
Ouch.
Also, I have not been keeping track of this very diligently, but Roulette, I believe that is the second commander you have slain this battle. Is that true?
I
So
believe
you
so.
gain a +1 to morale for each of those objectives being met. Similarly, Toby Rama, I believe you killed a commander as well,
There's
right?
4 commanders.
I killed one.
If
I may have only
Tyrion
killed one.
then I couldn't have killed one.
I thought Roulette had done it twice with her unit attacking, but in general, you will get a +1 anytime you contribute to an objective like kill the commanders. So there are 4 +1s on the table here. 2 to Roulette, 1 to Telperion, it looks like.
Is that
I
for
think
the
I got
battle
them
or
close to death twice, and then Roulette.
That is
was
correct.
shooting.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. So 2 for me, 1 for Telperion right now.
Perfect. And yes, it applies to the battle, but remember that morale is a permanent score on your character.
Oh.
End of turn.
End of turn. I'm moving you up to a 19 and moving Telperion up to a 21. Which functionally kind of doesn't matter when tactician
weird,
snaps
yeah.
have happened, but still morale is valuable to take with you. Roulette's turn done. Jiri, the Nora mercenaries, what are you doing?
We're charging. 1, 2. Maneuver. Would I be able to do a range attack from?
You're not quite in range to make an attack, so you will have to not.
Can I
benefit from
end
extra
my
D8.
turn in Rome's
No,
army?
unfortunately not.
All right.
Unfortunately,
So I will
not.
do it here, and I will attack.
Okay. It is a 1d8, but you will be able to attack their commander with even a poke. So they will take that damage. Their unit is already in disarray. Their commander will take half that damage, and you can immediately charge in against their commander.
Sick. Hold on a second. I'm looking to see if a certain spell is a bonus action. It is not. Oh, it is.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the benefits of the Noras, where even if you're not benefiting from that extra D8, you just poking their unit allows you as Jiri to charge into their commander. So definitely good strike force.
I will bonus action cast.
Also, for fun, not to be lame and dampening on your fire, how long does your focus last? Is that a minute?
Focus.
Your curse that you cursed him with.
Oh, good question.
Because if that only lasts a minute, that actually doesn't apply to this round, by the way, because it's been a minute since your last turn.
Not to spoil your fun, but
It is a minute, so it's been more than a minute since.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's a minute for each sort of round instead of 6 seconds. So that fades, but you're welcome to do any other thing you want to do. And that's why Roulette also had to recast her arcane weapon, because it lasted for a minute.
Gotcha. Then I will bonus action cast my Dark Mist Blade with a 3rd level spell on my sword. Which same thing as Spirit Shroud. So until end of turn, attacks make an extra 1d8 damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you.
I partially missed some of that. Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Until end of turn, attacks you make deal an extra 1d8 damage.
Okay.
That's all it really does.
Yep. Perfect.
what spell?
So, bonus action.
It's Spirit Shroud, but I flavor it as Jiri's Dark Mist Blade. His blade is like shedding dark, steamy mist off of it.
Almost like the Vanta Black material of the blade is just like flecking away and turning the very air around it Vanta Black with it.
So what is dirty?
So 20 damage.
20 damage will definitely injure him. With a 23, he can't parry that, although he can use his reaction again
Oh, that's okay.
to try and attack you. No damage or anything. 18 to hit. Will that
That hits.
Okay. Eats through the rest of your attempts, I think, but blasts him.
For another 25. Is that
You see-
17
you
damage
see-
or 16 damage?
It is 17 because he gets the additional when he's below half health.
Got it.
You see, as he cuts back into you, the rest of the steam in your armor just jettisons out and just scalds his eyes, his face, his neck, his upper exposed torso, and he is looking dire after that damage.
Nice.
And you have one more
Strike him
down.
down.
And Jiri,
Me
how do
three
you want to do
again.
this against this final commander?
Well, hold on a second. Gotta see how much damage it is. 5. So 19, and then might as well do
Sure. Yeah.
that, what's it called? Eldritch Smite.
Deals less than
Him up.
64,
Extra 25.
89 damage in a turn. from
Yeah, I
Jiri.
kind of just like split his skull and just kind of like blasted into his
You
torso.
see dark Vantablack steam. You plunge your sword into his chest, and the steam just erupts from his mouth, his nose, his ears, his eyes, burning them up and just leaving black trails of air and mist escaping him before he just collapses like a hollow husk to the ground. And you also will gain +1 morale, like Telperion and Roulette did. And with that, you guys have successfully won your first Warfare skirmish. And I'm gonna throw some different music on, and I think this would be a good spot for a quick bio break before we pick up into Aftermath.
Dope.
Cool. So you guys
Just as a
are-
note, there's like 7 minutes left in the thing, so as soon as we get back, we'll leave this one on for 7 minutes, and then we'll just switch. We'll close and recast the spell.
Perfect.
I think we should just close this and then reopen it. I feel like that will work.
Yeah, everyone just reopen the new one, I guess, when they're back. Yeah.
No, this same one. I think if we just
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
with the
okay.
one.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just. I'm just gonna keep this going for another 7 minutes so that we see when people come back, and then we'll close and recast the spell.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, we won!
Google Maps. It's gonna be fun recording for you, MK.
I've been. What's the word I'm looking for? Screen game.
Like what?
I haven't checked in with you on that anytime recently. I was wondering, is MK even recording anymore? But
I have been. I think I'm like 6 episodes back of uploading them actually
Dope.
again.
I'm definitely glad they're still recorded. Thank you. Guys, I have mastered pellet grill chicken breasts. I've been making the best chicken breast we've ever had ever.
Work.
Critter. So I'm gonna figure this out. You apparently can't do like complex dice combinations as custom actions in D&D Beyond. Like I can't do a 1d6 plus 1d8.
I can make things that do that.
Do? Oh, like as in like homebrew stuff?
Yeah, I can homebrew magic items and weapons that will have built-in. Yeah, it works as a flail 1d8, but it has 1d6 electric and 1d6 force and it all auto rolls that. So
okay.
you could do like build a custom item, stick it in your inventory for 0 weight, just so
I'll
that's
look
an
into
option
that.
you can click on.
I will look into that. Okay. There's something else I was going to tell you. Oh, the reason I'm saying that is because all of my attacks should have been another d6 because I kept forgetting to add the d6 of force damage on top of the d6 from Arcane Weapon.
Yes, yeah, I saw the d6 and my head was thinking force, but you were saying the Arcane Weapon thing, so yeah, that was funny.
Arcane Weapon lasts an hour, apparently.
Very nice.
Dope, so you don't have to cast it every round in Warfare. Dope.
Level 1 spell, I'm fine.
An Arcane Weapon? What level is that?
First level.
I think it's technically an Arcana spell.
It is.
Can it go on a magic item?
It can. That's the reason it's unearthed Arcana.
Why don't I have this spell?
But it's not a wizard spell?
Make it a wizard spell, wizards.
I have the biggest spellist in the game. Why don't I have this spell?
It is big, but it also doesn't feel big when you're literally stuck at level 1 forever.
Yeah.
But as long as you have the gold, you can continue to scribe, I think, even non-wizard list spells into your spell book, right? I forget how that works. I've never managed a wizard before.
Think so.
I'll look it up.
In BG3, I know, because I remember trying to give Gale aid and it wouldn't let him.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive you cannot. That'd be so fucking cool. Oh, excuse me. Why are you in blue green and not blue black?
Have a card.
This deck. Oh. That's all I needed.
Oh yeah, when you find a wizard spell of blah blah blah, you can copy it into the book, blah 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 blah.
Blah. I need to add 4 cards to my deck that already is 100% done and cannot accept any new cards. How am I gonna do that? Do I sacrifice flavor?
I will say, Telperion, though, I was thinking about it with Thane Gaspard's spellbook that you have. And even though it'll, take the gold cost and time to copy some of those spells into your spellbook, you can now that you are the wizard class, you can try to read spell scrolls, and it could be a level 8 spell scroll. It's not guaranteed that you're able to use it, but you can make a skill check to try and use it. So, like, by taking a single level in wizard, you bought a chance at casting big spells. You just got to go buy spell scrolls for them.
Oh, I didn't know I could read higher level than I could cast.
Yeah, so it's if you can cast that level, you just do the spell scroll. But if it's higher level than what you can currently cast, you have to do an Arcana check, I think, and the DC is 10 plus the level of spell. So a 7th level spell is DC 17. You have to roll a 17 on an Arcana check to pull that off.
That's cool. Arcana's not worthless.
Which I think is rules as written. Yeah, you're intelligence based, so it's not even.
I got +3, so
yeah. Very
cool. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, just something that occurred to me recently.
Yeah, that ain't nothing. Spell scrolls in BG3 are fucking awesome. Spell scrolls in 5e, I feel like they cost so much fucking money, and then when you find them and they're cool, but like, Tim, you're muted.
I think he knows.
Oh.
Yes, they are awesome in BG3 because of how fun they are. They're definitely more restrained in 5e, which who knows if I think that's a bad thing that nullifies fun or if it's like an appropriate restraint and boundary. I don't know.
That's complicated to tackle.
Yeah. Tim and Alex are back. We can pick things back up here. With different music, though. Some of your units have taken some, serious hits. This combat was not without 0 deaths. Definitely roughly respective to how much HP your unit lost, more or less individuals might have been slain. Generally, I've been thinking of it as for every 10 unit HP is not perfectly representative of how many people died. Like, just because you took 84 damage doesn't mean your unit had to lose 84 people. They were just taking wounds along that time frame. I have been loosely thinking it in my mind as roughly for every 10-ish HP you've lost, maybe an individual or two was felled. So, like, for example, I think the Nora mercenaries were the smallest unit, which suffered, I think, 18. So I think two or three Noras were killed in this combat. 2 or 3 Selethar, because I think you had taken roughly 20 damage. Similarly, the Fauna followers are a little bit more amorphous, a little less emotional attachment to each NPC in that regard. I haven't looked at Roulette's. Yeah, Roulette taking almost 50 damage. You probably lost 10 to 12-ish birdfolk. Just because we escape with none of the commanders going down, your units staying above 0 doesn't mean there's no loss. This is warfare. So roughly probably 20 individuals were killed on your side. However, Durest's numbers were wiped clean. Any stragglers that ran out, you saw the Selethar from the cover of wood cover or climbing over the gates to run after them, that were laying in wait as reinforcements, tracked down. There are some various prisoners that have been taken, but otherwise the 4 Durastian commanders have been slain. Their numbers have been entirely virtually wiped out outside of sort of X amount of prisoners. But you guys were very obviously victorious in this regard. However, I do want to still impress the stakes that there were casualties here. And as you guys sort of, your blood pressures de-escalate a little bit after the conflict, you come together and begin the march back toward the gates of For's Hollow. I'll give Roulette the first perception check here. Go ahead and roll perception real quick.
I believe there are like 300 bodies I'd like to loot first.
Those general warfare loot will become part of the United Kin Army's reallotment of resources.
No, I insist on 300 investigation checks.
I will give guidance.
Why is this going so slow?
You are all encumbered by carrying that much chainmail.
10.
10, you don't see it. You're sort of the nearest to the gate, and by the time Telperion is probably maybe the next one, and then Tobirama. Telperion, I'll give you a perception check next. This is based solely off sort of the arrangement we left off
21.
Combat with. 21. Roulette begins to... The gates open, and Mathros is there allowing you guys entrance and begins to congratulate individuals in the Oricor and then the Selethar when you get there. Roulette, you are sort of just dutifully getting back into the town, but Telperion, as you enter the gates, a glint of gold catches your eye as a simple canary is roosted up on the top of one of the perched wood planks that make up the front gate. And it has a notoriously sort of long golden mane of plumage around its little canary head.
Oh my god.
I'll think towards the canary. How was that, Your Majesty?
You all are more proficient in these kinds of skirmishes than I would have even predicted. Well done. And though he has not made himself known, he has been here the whole time, traveling with you guys.
In the video game log, I feel like it says plus 25 attitude towards 4 wins.
Yeah, perfect. But you guys are all able to... Then you see the canary take flight and disappear into cover of the forests. Mathros being sort of the lead commander here in this situation. Who greets you and congratulates you all on a battle very well fought. Come, let us find one of these houses or homes or buildings where we can, well, number one, you lot, take the prisoners into the old abandoned fort. I believe there's a warehouse and basement that we can make use of for now. The rest of you try and facilitate some homesteads for our use. We have much rebuilding to do, but we will need to find accommodations for the night. The rest of you, Forsaken Wynds, our newly victorious, formerly positioned officers in the United Kin Army. This was a sufficient victory. We have gained hold in this town, and we need to discuss what that means for the army's future, as well as discussing your immediate plans for what's next. And you are all shepherded toward loosely the abandoned ruins of what was once Town Hall, where you had fought Thane Gaspard, where the matriarchs used to live, sort of the hub of the town square. And you are all able to come together. Some Selethar attendants bring the general, as well as you all, some elven wines and sausages and greens for just various refreshment after the conflict. How do you all fare? It looked like you were very competently managing yourselves and your units, but I do wish to hear from each of you. How did you fare?
I think pretty well. I'm mostly just like looking at my boots right now and just like these your daughter's work is incredible. She helped make these and gives me a bit of an advantage up in the air with the bird folk.
I am glad to hear you and she have been engaged in common interests. There are not many that can connect with her on that level in our home. And I'm glad it has proved useful here today. How about the rest of you? How did you fare?
It is gruesome work out there. To see such sound victory, but still feel still witness the few handful of soldiers we lost is not something I'm quite used to.
Nor, I hope, will you ever be used to it. The pain will sting and linger, but it reminds us certainly what we are fighting for, what the stakes are. It is a large part of why this skirmish was so important, that you all be the commanders, that you all stick your foot in these ongoing, so that you know what the rest of us will be doing, hopefully alongside yourselves, unless there are other matters you wish to attend to. But you all are seemingly handling yourselves well.
I think we need more practice. We need to be more efficient. Work together better. Too many were lost today.
Perhaps if we had a strategy.
Yes.
We rethink the strategy beforehand.
Indeed.
I agree,
It is my hope that we can facilitate more intel and more strategic planning for future clashes and skirmishes. This one was a bit of a sprint to even get here in time. But I agree. Thinking tactically will make worlds of difference in future clashes.
Well, and importantly, we learned what they're good at doing, which is pushing and trying to maneuver the battlefield. So we'll be able to better strategize now that we know their capabilities.
Relentless when moving towards their objective.
A keen eye for noticing that capability. Notably, that is something the Durastian infantrymen will exceed at. It is possible they have other types of units and contingents of legions that may have other capabilities, such as the various types of units we have facilitated here. But anytime you encounter that type of infantry, you know better how to handle their capabilities.
But
Very well.
Matters we need to get to it. I think we need to start planning. If we're heading over to insert name of city where the banquet is.
Olandris. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that out in the chat.
If we're planning on getting over to Olandris, I guess. Quick question: How long does it take to get from here to there?
I believe the Noras have made the trek many times, and they have made us aware that standard fair travel will take about 2 days, which does put us on a rather urgent timetable that, should you all be interested in attending this estate dinner under the guise of this Thane Gaspard or otherwise, or other ways you intend to tackle this effort, tonight is the night to plan. You will need to set out immediately in the morning to make it in time for the crown of the Evening Star in 2 days' time.
I think we also got leave from the United Kin Army to do what we will in this regard, right? Like, I don't think we're awaiting permission.
Indeed, and we will be amassing more reinforcements here in Force Hollow, staging this as our primary war ground for future entrance into the theater. We will probably be allotting resources in negotiating available contingents and units for the next month of time before we are able to make tangible moves, and enough soldiers are here to back us up. So we cannot urgently make a move, but you all could be very valuable in gathering intel at this estate dinner, getting to know our enemy, what defenses they may have in lie for us around their gates, what units they may hope to employ, contingencies they've planned on, whether or not they know about our army's capabilities, etc. It is an opportune but risky effort for you to waltz into their midst and gather intel, especially with their invitations note that one of their talons will be in attendance.
So I know, Jerry, you kind of said at one point you wanted to be the star of the show, and I know you've taken the guise of the Thane before. Are the rest of us just sneaking in elsewhere, or are we following you in attendance, or we hide ourselves up?
I will need backup, so you will all have to disguise yourselves along with me as my entourage.
Well, I guess we got 3 days to figure that out. I think I might be able to work something on myself I've dressed up as a whatchamacallit, a Durastian knight or Durastian soldier before.
Any
I guess
physical disguise will help, but I will also use magical disguises on all of us. But a mixture of the two will be best.
of course.
I'm inclined to agree. Any mixture of illusion is great, but I know some of those magics have time durations on them that could put you in bad predicaments if there's not a physical component of disguise present as well. Might I ask, who all will the rest of you be disguising yourselves as? They might be surprised that the Thane who was defeated here in Forest Hollow is suddenly appearing before them. Where have you been sheltering in place during the past 2 weeks, for example? Think carefully about what alibis you begin to craft, for you will certainly need them in conversational commonalities with them.
I am going to take, I think one thing that might help, I'll grab some of the Oracore and I'm just going to go survey the grounds and I'll find a couple of sets of armor at least to maybe use, just some basic leathers. I think Thane is going to be the focus and the rest of us are going to be, I don't know, attendants or something, to I don't know, guard him or something.
Maybe the few soldiers he ran away with to protect himself.
Personal entourage or something. But I'll take some of the Oracore and I'll go grab like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know. Yeah, like 5 sets of. I'll grab a whole bunch so that we can then figure out sizing.
Final word of warning before you go with the together scouting reports on what may be available here. Keep in mind, I do not have any knowledge of the regality or local customs of such an estate dinner. Think carefully of whether Durastian typical soldiers and knights would be allowed attendance, or if they would need sort of an elevated stature or status of some kind. Please, go find what you can. Just think carefully, for your decisions will surely affect the convincing nature of your infiltration.
Split the party.
Well, what I'm thinking is we don't maybe want all of us in a disguise en masse. Rome, how small can you become? Could you become like a little bug or a hummingbird or something?
Yes, I can certainly do that. And then you can communicate with me, correct? So I could give you intelligence from inside.
Exactly. And if one of us could be, I mean, one thing I'm worried about is if they are going to like have dispelling magical effects, because if we rely on invisibility and magical disguises and there's something that removes those, we'd be in great trouble.
I have a great way to test that. I think from about a mile away, I can try and place a sensor to either hear or look in upon. So if we can find out or guess where this dinner would be to take place, we could, from a remote location, have me see if I can place magic in there. And if it doesn't work, we would maybe know that, oh, they have some enchantments in there preventing things. But
I also have 2 ideas. I like that idea, Toby. Sneaking up close, finding out more information. We definitely need to scout this out. Could we pretend that we were victorious in this battle here at Forest Hollow, and the troops of Duras rescued me? Could we pull that off in some way and show up as the commanders of this army in victory? Our troops decimated, but victory still won.
That is a rather interesting idea, Jerry, purely for the sake of we must consider timetable here. Certainly, if they were, whether they were victorious or defeated, they would have urged some of their scouts or delegates to rush back toward Elandris, making it there in roughly 2 days' time. they will be expecting to hear back the results of this skirmish here today. So crafting a narrative to suit our means is not just a good idea, but necessary in some regard.
Then maybe the idea could be the Thane was just hiding here until reinforcements came, so that could still be a way to get into the dinner.
Is the estate dinner in a cold terrain? Like, are we gonna continue in this like snowy place?
The Emerin, we are, looking to Telperion, a bit spoiled in that regard. The mythals that protect our environment shelter us from the adverse effects of weather in a way that maintains a comfort level for all without ridding ourselves of the beauty of the weather around us. I'm not quite versed on creation, landscape, and their weather patterns, but I imagine if it is anything like this, it will only continue to get colder in the coming winter months. We are in the midst of winter at this point.
Because at once we finish our rest, I will reawaken as a snowy figure, someone who I will look different from the way that I've looked previously.
That's pretty cool, Rum.
So no one will have seen how I look if we wanted to use that as a disguise. I don't know who I could pretend to be. Perhaps the Thane's mistress. His date.
I don't know.
To this estate dinner.
Did he have a mistress?
Apologies, Mythaline. I do not mean to insult. You will certainly still retain your appearance as a spirit of this land, will you not? That alone may be jarring to Durast, who is in the habit of negotiating primarily with humans and offshoot humanoids like orcs and dwarves, but certainly they are somewhat resistant to others in that sense.
So they're speciest.
Yeah, I think what he's saying is that you should probably be like a rat or something like that.
Okay, I'll just turn into a rat.
Unless Master Jiri's magic can sufficiently disguise yourself into that of a humanoid of some kind. And again, I do not mean to press any plans onto you, just food for thought.
Oh, good. Thank you. With that information.
We do have the ability to ask these dead bodies questions if we're pretty quick about it, right? So like Toby could still find us out a little bit more information.
I mean, these are just kind of the run-of-the-mill army folks. The some of the knights we might be able to get some information from, but I don't get the impression that these guys probably knew too much going on. I think, but I don't think it's going to be conceivable to have the Thane +4 be a allowed entrance to this full banquet. So I do think it kind of the best bet might be Jiri, you as the Thane plus Rome, kind of front.
rat.
That's right.
You're the Thane's familiar, let's say. Oh, hello. As the Thane's familiar, and then myself, Toby, Rama, and Telperion, I don't know, scouting the outside or working as some attendants on the outskirts of the ball. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of servants in there, and we could convince our way in to say we're the Thane's personal entourage. We need to be in there. We don't need to be with him, rubbing elbows with the Count and Contessa. But
I feel like there should be at least one more with us, right? I feel like it should be 3 of us if we're going in.
I think I should be with you because if Rome is in an animal form, she can communicate to me, and I could I think my mind reading is probably one of the only things I'm going to be able to really contribute here. I don't know if you all know this about me, but
you have horns.
I'm not a very good actor. And just to make the point, I'll do disguise self and I'll be Jiri, but I'll just be in Telperion mode. Like I'm not even gonna it's just so the more I talk, the worse it will be. And in fact, that is the point I want to stress. The more any of us talk, the more words we say, the more chances they will figure out we have no idea of their complex protocol. This is primarily militia endeavor. There's going to be lots of, you shouldn't be talking to me, you should be talking to them, and you should be giving this information. And so we're just going to need to be very cautious.
Yeah, true. We need an escape route too. In a way we could like teleport out really quick in case things go bad.
Do we have that kind of magic?
I can get 2 people out real quick.
And should you be separated from each other, pursuing various other goals, if something goes poorly at the dinner, yes, perhaps Telperion and Rome will be at your side, Jiri, but what will Roulette and Tobirama be doing? And you must be able to communicate to each other that if shit hits the fan, this is the time we leave.
Jenga.
I mean, so a couple things on that real quick. Don't forget, we all have these wind sails courtesy of the bird folk, which at least helped myself, Tobirama, and Rome escape back in Force Hollow. Oh, we are in Force Hollow. So that's definitely one big thing. This soiree is taking place at night. Is that right, Mathros?
Based on the language from the letter that was made available, that would be my assumption. It is an estate dinner, after all, at the Crown of Evening Star on the night of the new year. It's turning over.
Perfect. So I'd say quick, easy escape plan. You all, everyone gets to a roof somewhere and just goes straight up and straight west, or east rather, because back towards here is a end all be all escape plan in case we need to hightail it out of there.
Ooh, I'll bring Shaggy and we'll roll him up and we'll
Oh,
pretend like
of course.
present.
We also have this, and I'll hold out the Raven's medallion, which I've been hanging on to.
yeah.
So if I think reducing our number visibly will be very helpful. So if Toby and Roulette want to take this during the mission, I think we can do
Ooh.
some tricks.
Telperion, could you cast your disguise magic on somebody else and then you go in the necklace?
I don't think so.
Maybe somebody that's a better actor.
I think the spell is disguise self.
I mean, I do think of all of us, either we're looking around, and of all of us, Tobirama and myself are the easiest to blend in Durast. We're both humans, and we're going to fit in with the rest of the human crowd there in Durast. Rome can become a small little, beautiful, familiar critter. Jiri can take the form of the Thane. So, Telperion, not to shove you into a locket, but I think that might be the best spot for you.
I don't know that I can read minds while in the locket. And I also can cast the disguise self, which lasts for an hour. And I can do it twice a day.
I'd say it's a good thing to have. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that anyone needs to start in there, but
Also, wait. Who has the rejuvenating spell, Pearl? Or,
the ring?
sure. Are you still using the ring, Jiri?
Yes.
I'm just saying, if I can cast Disguise Self twice a day, and then a short rest, and I can do one more, just for the record, if it's needed that I cast it more than once, I could borrow that ring from you for a short time.
Yeah, and I could like blast extra people with lightning power with this thing, so.
I do think that's what we want to avoid doing in this situation.
Telperion, if you want to stay quiet, like you said before, the less we talk, the better. What if we just throw a big fucking helmet on your head so you don't have to even try to disguise yourself? Just put a Durastian helmet over those horns and those ears.
Put a Durastian helmet on my head?
It would probably have to be modified slightly on the inside, but you could situate it maybe with the padding being
I'll get working
around your horns.
We've got
You could shave those off, maybe to make it fit. Do they grow back?
No.
How attached to them are you?
They're literally attached to my head, and they are very regal, and I'm a regal man, so they're not going anywhere.
I will get to work on crafting this helmet to accommodate the extra head space.
Headspace. How much invisibility have we got as a group?
None.
that's not true.
I can make darkness.
You can make darkness.
I can go invisible.
For how long?
Oh.
Can you make other people invisible?
I can make other people invisible for up to an hour.
Also,
Oh,
I just
actually,
learned
I can get 2 of us.
if you make a spell scroll, I can cast that invisibility too, perhaps. Just for the
Yeah.
record.
We've got some green powder that turns people invisible.
What?
Well, no, but Jiri, you can't move when you use that, if I remember correctly, right?
It's still valuable.
I think you can. I forget
It's
how
just
it works,
regular
but
invisibility.
yeah, Dust of Disappearance, and it doesn't even.
Oh, this is a different campaign.
Oh, that's very funny. Yeah, Dust of
Oh.
Disappearance is yeah, I think it's
This
just
is
like,
looking up.
I
We
think
have a lot of means.
I think we've got a lot going on.
I think that but Dust of Disappearance can make anyone within 10 feet of you invisible when you pinch it, but you have to roll 2d4 for the amount of minutes it lets that happen. So it's not a long-term strategy,
Sure.
but it is a short-term many-target strategy.
I was
I
also
would-
saving that for a prank, but I mean, I guess we could use it.
I would like to heed Mathros' words on any time-based enchantments or magics or strategies we're going for. We probably want to avoid, just because we don't know how long this soiree is going to be, and if we're going to be in there gathering intelligence, I'd rather not have a clock ticking over our heads.
I think you make such a good point, Roulette. We can use our wind sails to get there in a day, perhaps? We could scout for a day to get this intel. If we want to feed the army the misinformation that this group was successful, we'd have to do it on that second day, and we'd have to do it correctly, or else they won't believe it. And I do think, though, if Alandris thinks this group was successful, they would even be less suspicious of efforts to if they think that this group has died and lost, they'll be more nervous and on guard. If they think that Crush falls hollow and everything's fine, it's a fluke, they'll accept the thing back more readily.
An idea. Me as the thing. Roulette and Toby as scouts that are going to send this message. They're Durashtians. Telpyron, you're a prisoner. Rome, you're a rat.
Why do you always want to make me a prisoner?
I mean, you got the big horns. You're such a good prisoner.
I'll just disguise. They'll take me away and try to kill me, torture me for something.
Yeah, and you'll have to resist until
That actually is
you
true.
find out information.
You are a high value prisoner.
I
Who's your
know.
prince?
And then when they're torturing you, you'll find out everything they want to know.
This cannot gain traction.
I'll go find a helmet for you. But Telpyrion, one thing to note, I mean, 2 scouts don't have access to Candleoff wind sails, so whenever we get back there, we need to make sure is
Right time.
the right time. So
2 days ish.
We'll camp out for a day. And like
I think
spy
it would-
out the city. With Toby's
For a day, I can do like a good bit of mileage spying.
Exactly. We can
Maybe
surveil.
that day can be about learning about the city's defenses and relay that to the United Kin Army.
We could even ask one of these twerpy dead ones, if you had been successful, where would your scout have gone? What's the coded language they would have used?
Yes.
These are all valuable points to be made. My only immediate thought is, even if scouting is available from you all and you get there faster than we could have anticipated, as soon as you walk out these gates, you will need to have whatever materials, resources you need with you to pull this off. You will not have time to come back here with the intel and venture back in. So just make sure you have what you need.
In my head, Telpyrion, I'm like, my dad is watching us operate for like the first time. Like he's listening to our strategy session. I'm like kind of worried that he's hearing how ad hoc it is. Because like he's
You
hearing.
just brought your college friends home to your home and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Parents, what do you think about these people?
Jiri just suggested in front of Mathros that we use Mathros' son as prisoner bait.
And we shave off his horns.
Also,
And you shave off his antlers, yeah.
quick mini break. Just close this and we'll relaunch.
Oh,
Yep, perfect. This is not a bad fix. Like that's a 20-second gap. That's easy.
Seriously, I thought it was gonna be way. I thought it was gonna be like 40 minutes per day, per meeting.
Yeah, per day, or like you can't do it for another hour since the last one's ended or something. But yeah, that's pretty easy. Again, I think they just want it on in the background, aimlessly going. They want to save their server space.
So we do have Tanat here in Force Hollow.
I cannot speak with any dead tonight.
I think we can make that a little parting conversation with one of the knights. My goal for the rest of the day, I'm gonna go start collecting armor. We could have 1 or 2 extra sets, but Toby, I'm primarily looking for you and I, because we're gonna be in Durastian leathers or something. Tilperian, I think one of the knights or actually the Durastian knight that I think whose ass I kicked. And shocked. I think he had some pretty good stuff that might fit you well. Ugh. Yeah.
I've got another good idea. What if Telperion disguises himself with his magic as somebody else, and then if they uncover his magic, and then we're surprised as well, we're like, oh my gosh, an elvish spy, capture him.
Cool. If that happens, then we can go with that contingency. I also do have a potion of invisibility on my person. I forgot from a friend. But I just want to acknowledge, isn't it cool that in this conversation, Telperion's magic is a phrase we keep saying?
I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud too.
That's
Thank
incredible.
You inspire
You
me.
see a smirk on Mathros' face as he too is amused by that idea.
So I won't need the ring of feather falling.
Yeah, Telperion, you should show your dad that really cool, powerful trick you did with your hand.
They must make what?
Which one?
In your prestidigitation.
I prestidigitation a blue flame in my hand. And now it's not there, and now it is.
The almighty loon song.
Exactly. Also, I do absolutely polish myself up with my prestidigitation to get all the blood and bits off my body.
Oh wow, you can do that too now. Can you clean my tabby off?
Yeah, I try, and it doesn't work. That's weird. Maybe it only works in metal.
Bro, that's way more magical than you are, Telperion.
I can't even take that personally because it's true. But at least it means I don't have to clean your tabby for you.
Is there anything in town we need before tomorrow? I'm gonna gather some armor.
Yeah, you're gonna scout with the Oracor's assistance for some armor. That's at least one thing that I have in my mind. That's something someone wants to do. Are there other tasks you guys want to undergo before once more you're rushed off in a different direction in the morning?
Toby will be interested in going among any wounded and just trying to help in that regard.
Okay. I'm gonna try and poke you each with like a way this resolves, but I would like to gather people's ideas first.
Oh, I can do something before. I want to go visit the prisoners. I'm gonna go read a prisoner's mind. Does anyone want to? Toby can't speak with dead, but
I have it today. I have Zone of Truth prepared, so I can use that.
Ooh, should we go interrogate some Drastians who try to kill us?
I want to go with you guys.
Let's do it.
I can do it for 10 minutes, 5 times, 6 times technically. So I can get us up to an hour, but
All right.
While we're leaving, I'll say to Telperion, did you see the look on your dad's face when I mentioned chopping your horns off? Can you imagine what he would have said when I didn't want to say it out loud, but I've got a plan for your ears as well. Can you imagine what his face would have been like? When I told him,
you, right? Honestly,
you should have shaken it. We can trim your ears off too, you know.
What if I cut your little ponytail thing? Wouldn't that bother you?
What's a pony? I don't have a ponytail. I just have hair.
Oh, your little mohawk then? What do you have? I don't know the word.
This is a
Mohawk.
sure that.
I think we have to shave it off. All right. What questions do we want to glean from these people's minds? If they resist,
Roulette, go ahead and make a investigation check. I'll say with
You
advantage
got
as
it,
you're
buddy.
Getting assisted.
Did you say advantage?
With advantage because the Oricor are assisting you, and there's many of them.
Should I break a 30? Think I can break a 35?
Bold.
Why is it doing
You don't
that?
have guidance,
A
though.
1 and a 2.
Wait.
Nat 20, 32. Okay.
I'm gonna make it a 36.
You scout the town. You find many suitable suits of armor, chainmail, plate, some plate. Most of it you suspect will be wanted to be used by the United Kin Army. You do find that near the weird fire blaze that happened near the warg pens, one of the Reaver's helmets is just on the ground. And you quickly piece together that actually, based on the shape of that, a Reaver's outfit might suit Telperion more than any of their actual soldier or infantry or knight garb. Additionally, because you rolled a nat 20, while you're up toward Nora Camp in your search, you find a single bronze coil, like a spring, and you very quickly deduce that Alfie's remains are not here. Someone must have taken what they could of the scrap available from Alfie's remains. The fact that this coil of spring was left here means the rest wasn't left here. Someone took him for some reason.
Oh.
That was a roller coaster of emotions right there. Oh my god.
Obviously, Wand of Magic Missile's gone. The Candleoff wind sail that was within Alfie's form, gone. The mithril wiring that gave him his second reaction,
You can
gone
stop.
as part of him.
You can
Still
But yes, that is also a part of this. Is if someone took him, someone has him.
It's there's a very specific scene in Men in Black where Will Smith has his hand in the body, and the mortician is like, "Notice anything weird?" And he goes, "No." She goes, "They're all missing." He's like, "Well, yeah, there's no parts of here, so wherever they are, they're whole somewhere else."
Yes.
I didn't find
Yes.
half a magic wand or half of Alfie.
Correct.
I stow that in a pocket, like beneath the breastplate, just like a close pocket for reserved for important materials.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I go get the armor and all that other shit, and I return back eventually.
Telperion and Toby and what are Jiri and Rome doing? Tagging along for this as
Jiri
well?
wanted to go.
Yeah, I want to go
Jiri wanted to
interrogate.
How about you, Rome? What are you feeling like doing around this town?
Rome is gonna make one last effort for her woodland creatures to go and look for coin.
I do think that was more of a downtime activity over a course of time. It's probably not available to reap as many rewards in a single day. You can roll a D8.
Take it.
You're gonna get D8 of coin.
You do get, we'll say 4 gold, 15 silver, and 50 copper pieces.
Cool, thank you.
I love Rome's new money-making scheme. All right, so we march in.
The Nora camp is a disaster. Based on the combat that had ensued here when you were last here, as well as the weird fire blaze that erupted from the warehouse, that is still a rancid smell. Just a sour, acrid sort of tinge to it that just doesn't feel right.
Oof.
You question the sort of air quality as you're walking through the space, but you are able to go through the warehouse and toward the basement where about 12 Durastian soldiers are imprisoned in chains.
Ooh, and certain sections are like weirdly flooded.
Yes, there is a damp quality to some of the spaces in the Nora camp, for sure.
Oh man.
All right. Let's take 3, and I want them individually in separate rooms with a god, and we'll visit each of them. And really, we're how do we want to do this? So we go visit them, right? And then Jerry, Toby, let's combine our efforts before, right outside the door before we go in to visit one of them. So obviously, I can only read one mind here. I just wanted to separate 3 so they didn't isolate one who we picked and what do you want?
What we should do is I should question them and tell Piran you should read their mind while I'm questioning them, because they might lie to me, but they can't lie to you.
Well, I can make it so they can't lie.
So yes, Toby. Is that a concentration spell? I know.
Kinda, but like it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, I was just thinking too. Do you have Bane on you? We could make them
No, I can
more
do both.
good, because if we can make it so they are less resistant, I only get 1 shot at a mind, like a deep read, and if I fail, then it's lost. And so anyway, if you do that, I can also spike them or slit at them, which gives them another weakness in the resistance. So, Jerry, you can ask the questions. You'll shape their thoughts. I'll be sitting there reading them and taking note.
Because they can still withhold information, but they can't withhold information from you, Telpir.
So, what do we want to know most? The procedure for a scout reporting a victory is essentially one of the first lies we'll need to give.
Well, we definitely need whoever's a scout. That's the one.
Yeah, maybe let's get the group of 12, and I can cast the spell on all of them and ask, are any of you a scout, or were any of you prepared to take this information back to Elandris?
I don't hate that, actually. So, other things we needed to know. They're not going to know anything about the estate dinner, so we just need to give that as lost.
Who would you bring the information to?
I want to know the language they would use to give that information. Like, when we've paraded as Drastians before, it's so evident so quickly that we're not really Drastians because we don't speak with the proper servile, nasty little Drastian way they use. So what do you think? Can you glean as much as you can of that, Jerry, just from your actor self?
Yes, I think we just...
Oh, I can mimic their speech patterns, yeah. We just got to get them talking for a while.
I can only read mine for a minute, but I might wait until you start it and then pop in there.
Wait for a moment where they're not
And it's all I need.
when they're withholding from talking.
All right. And you'll Bane whichever one is a scout. And if we don't find a scout, we're just going to have to press into what we have left.
All right,
With the 3 prisoners back, say, all right, questions for you, Lol.
Based on the way you guys are interacting in this effort, I'm sort of trying to structure a way to, hey, what sort of tiers of advantage, or like how can this play out in a sort of structured way? And I think I have a good idea. So let me just know when you guys are tangibly doing things.
Yeah, so I think we would just go out to the whole group of them, and then
I'll do a zone of truth on the
Zone
whole
of
group.
truth, encapsulating everyone. Okay. Lasts
Jerry
10 minutes, but is not concentration.
Correct.
you would ask them like which one of you which one of you are scouts or know anything about the scouting procedure for your army.
Okay, 3 things happen as you ask the question. Many stay silent, a couple spit in your direction, and one guy says, I wasn't a scout, but I'm willing to talk. Whatever it takes, I'll help your side. So one guy's sort of willing to rat. The rest are either spitting or staying silent.
All right. I guess we're gonna have to apply a little bit of leverage. All right, and then Jiri internally is gonna say to Father Adras, "Hey, Adras, help me scare these guys a little bit." And Jiri will get like up in some of their faces and start like yelling and screaming at them, like, "Which one of you guys is gonna tell me what I need to know?"
So number 1, The fact that they're under zone of truth, not compelled to talk, but the guy that did talk has said he wasn't a scout, but he'll tell you whatever you want to know. Very clearly indicates he was telling the truth. He's not a scout, and therefore kind of falls off your radar of getting information from him. So that sort of crossed one person off the list, but now you're beginning to intimidate. Telperion, are you detecting thoughts during this process, or are we just not yet? Okay.
I'm gonna wait until we kind of start getting isolated there. I am gonna, just for fun, start. I'm gonna.
Just gonna start mind slivering people.
Well, I am. But I do have other spells. I am going to.
Can I have enhanced Jiri's charisma ability prior to this, or even just now during this?
Yeah, you can do it just now. You won't be able to bane them, but you can enhance his ability to be imposing and force of will and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay silent. Let
So
Jiri
yeah, you can enhance his charisma with Eagle Splendor. And Jiri, you have advantage on your intimidation check, which you are welcome to make. Actually, give me 2. Both have advantage, but give me 2 different checks.
Whoa.
Those were for splitting the group into like 2 halves of the remaining people. Within the second intimidation, people had sort of steeled themselves a little bit after your first attempt. But your first attempt at shouting at some of these, you did sort of. I'm sort of giving you free insight for this information based off your intimidation roll. You think you reached 2 individuals on. So far out of the 12, one's definitely not useful, and you've scared 2 into you think they will maybe comply. They haven't volunteered information yet, but
like the cops in cops movies, I will pull. We'll leave the interrogation room for a second to discuss, and I'll be like, "Yo, guys, I think I got 2 of them ready to crack. Should we pull them out and do some advanced interrogation, or should we keep working on the others?"
Take the one that was willing to talk, and the 2 ones that are cracking, and let's split them up. We gotta have them in separate. Well, fuck it. Just put them all in one room together. And the 3 of them, if they're willing and scared, they'll be less likely to resist.
All right, so we go back in, we grab those 3 guys, take them out.
Or we kick out the other 7 or 8 or whatever to keep the zone of truth, whatever's convenient.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe we should do that. We get rid of all the other guys.
I'll say, honestly, this process of the first round of stuff might have taken 10 minutes, so another zone of truth might be necessary, honestly.
I have spent the appropriate resource.
Okay. So you're welcome to take those 3 people to a different space. Maybe one of the sort of Nora Mercenaries' original rooms on the ground level that could suitably be a smaller sort of interrogation room. You have these 3 individuals.
So we bring them like some water. I pour some like.
I think keeping Jiri
some water for them and
more
food, maybe.
So I'll let Jiri keep taking the lead on
We
this.
make them comfortable.
Okay.
And then Jiri's gonna go back. He's gonna cancel bad cop mode, and he's gonna go to good cop mode, and he's gonna kind of work on his persuasion on them, chat them up a little bit, try to like ask them what their names are and where they're from in Durast, and then kind of get to like, okay, so are any of you scouts? And if not, do you know anybody in that you were with that was a scout?
The one that was willing to rat and talk is immediately just starting to vomit information. Just about we traveled here. We traveled here for 2 days. We were expecting there to be virtually no resistance here. We weren't expecting you to. You have beast folk at your side. Like he's just starting to try and engage in conversation. So far, nothing useful. However, for the other 2 individuals, Jiri, go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage from Eagle Splendor. Do one at a time, and I'm going to roll wisdom for them to see if they're willing to, what their willpower is, basically. Well, that one's going to probably fail. pretty good roll, but still gonna fail against a 33. And then roll that one more time for the other one.
Jesus Christ.
Also, no way. You definitely see their boundaries softening. And you just see them sort of share looks with each other and sort of a deflation in their general ego. And I'll tell you what I can. What do you need to know?
We want to know more about your guys' scouting routine. If you are a scout, you'd be the one for us to talk to. Otherwise, we need to know who amongst you would have information about your scouting procedures.
I am one of the legates toward the back of the army, or our units. We wouldn't use the word scout for my position, but I was tasked with retreating to Elandris with information should anything go wrong, which I was clearly unable to do.
We want to get a message across to your leaders back in Orlandris, and so we're wondering how we might go about that. Can you give us some information about how we might be able to deliver information to them directly, to those in charge, specifically in Elandris, the people that you were going to report to?
Shy of reaching out to the Thane, or perhaps even the governess, Captain Landry of our infantry would have been expecting some report from us, regardless of our success here.
Is there a different procedure for sending messages for success versus failure?
Not necessarily. They would likely just want to hear it from one of us that participated in the infantry. Preferably probably from the Wraithwatch individuals that accompanied us.
Do you deliver the message orally, or do you have it written down commands, or does it come from the hand of somebody in charge, like a written message?
It is possible that the claw of the court would need to make accommodations with the Counter Contessa, but realistically, infantrymen should be able to relay messages directly to the captain.
Jerry, you're going to hear Topirian in your head. All right, this is exactly where we want him. What would he have said to report a successful mission? And he would have said what he himself had gone to Captain Landry, and who would Captain Landry report to? And I'm going to tune into his mind as you ask these in case he's withholding things.
I'm gonna think back, and Jerry's been practicing not saying everything out loud. And he'll think back. I'm gonna ask him about failure first, like what he would do in this case, and then I'll ask the alternate.
And then finally, what do they think the status of the Thane is?
Yeah.
All right. So at this time, I'm gonna mind sliver this guy.
Okay, you mind sliver him. For the purpose of this, you could mind sliver him over and over and over until he fails.
Just want a D4 off.
So yeah, we'll just minus a D4 from his thing. But I imagine you're then going to detect thoughts.
Yes, please. Wisdom save. Save is a 15, I think.
Before I make the wisdom save, which I will do that here in a moment. This lasts for a minute. Yes. Jiri, I think it's adequate that all three of these questions can be asked within the span of a minute. So, what failure, success, and then Thane are sort of the three. It sounds like the three topics to shove into this minute. With the intention of, well, you're just gonna push in, so he's gonna make his.
Yeah, initially I get surface level thoughts, and so if it's a fail,
yeah. So I will give that piece of information first. That Jiri, when you ask him about how would you deliver a message of a failure, he says deliver to Captain Landry he says that, but Telperion, although his words in his mind echo that, you can tell it's an incomplete picture. That he is, although being truthful, compelled to do so, he is purposefully trying to still stay true to his protocol, his loyalties. He's trying to withhold information, and that will make his wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Is inspiration
Minus a d4, right?
Yeah. I mean, it still meets. Oh, if I roll a 4, or he rolled, I'm 15.
It still might meet your 15. Go ahead and roll it just so we know where we're at.
All right. -3.
Okay, so he's currently at a 16. You feel his force of this last moment of defiance of this soldier is holding strong. Does anyone want to alter this in any way?
You can. Is this the only time you can cast it, Telperion?
I can do once per day. I can burn an inspiration. This is pretty important.
Is it worth an Don't we have something where we can just minus it? It was what we rolled. What was that again?
D8's the Bardic's plus for
the
ourselves.
Bardic, it was a plus for yourself.
Oh darn!
Probably not a minus for an enemy.
I don't think.
I'd rather not burn an inspiration on this.
But no.
I will.
You're willing to, Toby?
To have that D20 re-rolled.
Jeebus, you're
will
so
re-roll
brave.
The
Is
D20.
it still -3 crit? Or would it be a fresh D4?
I think it's going to be a fresh check.
Okay.
No, you're imposing disadvantage on the D20 roll. So I think the 3 on the D4 still applies.
I mean, he rolled a 19. That's like
I know, yeah.
So such a small amount less, and that's
15. The D3
Toby, you're a god.
minus 3 is enough. You finally find clarity through his muddled thoughts, and you sense a moment of fear at the idea that should he report failure, there are consequences to pay. And he specifically views in his mind this individual.
New character.
No, it's a fucking Talon.
Is he hot?
It's the fucking Talon.
Is she hot?
I have to do something really quickly.
Are they
to the screen?
Toby, you're a god for that.
It's the governess.
This is the visage of the person he thinks of when his fear at relaying bad news to the Captain Landry, his thoughts then shift to this individual.
Ooh.
oh no, she's hot.
SpongeBob.
Oh, incredible! Truly incredible.
Great, just leave that up there while you say the rest, because we got to look at it. This is the first time we see it.
No,
She's hot. Impeccable timing.
That was incredible.
I mean, honestly, inspiration worthy.
Give me it back.
It crossed my mind for a split second, but no. This person flitted across their mind when they were fearful. Next question, Jiri, was about how to relay success.
Yep.
They think about their captain again, just a very standard humanoid human man, as what Telperion you imagine is their Captain Landry. So you get a rough picture of what this man looks like, which I don't have a PNG for. But similarly says report to Captain Landry, and so simple, same response, but Telperion, you do get a sense of pride with this. And you will get another individual that flits across your mind.
Dude, detect thoughts is the best thing I ever did for Telperion. Free information is my favorite. Well, not free. Information is my favorite.
In fear, he thought of that woman. In pride, he thought you find a hopefulness in this pride, and you see this person flit across his mind.
Ooh.
Oh no, he's hot.
Yes,
Whoa.
you do distinctly get the sense of a Vantablack longsword in his hand.
So
Oh my
it's
God.
either the governess or the contessa, and this is maybe the claw or the count.
Don't worry, I have an idea for how Telperian's going to share this information with you guys.
And then for the final question, which was asking about the Thane, I don't have a PNG for him. Oh, you were asking about their position, because Elandris also has a Thane that oversees some amount of responsibility, but you guys were asking about what do they know about the Thane from here,
Gaspard,
Thane
yeah.
Gaspard.
His status and what do they think of him? Like, what do they think happened to him?
His audible response to you, Jiri, is, we figured he was lost to the battle there, but maybe we had a chance at rescuing him. You get the sense Telperian, almost sort of like free insight in a way for him failing this check, or saving throw. You get a sense that although he's technically saying words that are true-ish, he personally had no suspicion that the Thane was alive or worth rescuing. Sort of a lost cause. And very quickly you put together that trying to take back a toy that was taken away from Durast in this town is more important to them than some person of a position. And it very quickly, unless it was miscommunicated to their, lackeys, they don't care about Thane Gaspard, or at least whoever's commanding these infantries don't care about Thane Gaspard. It wasn't about rescuing him. It was, maybe that was the official response, but they wanted to take back a town sort of out of pride and ego that how the fuck did someone take something of ours?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Fabulous.
And then your mind recedes from his consciousness and the spell concludes.
I'm gonna keep questioning him though, while we're standing there. I want to ask him, if you were to have rescued Thane Gaspard, what would that have? How would people in Elandris have taken that? Like, would that be surprising? Would it be shocking?
I think most of us would be shocked that he would have lived through whatever assault cleared out the rest of our forces here, but he was a questionably but mostly respected arcane practitioner, worked for important not masters, but studied under some powerful people. So it wouldn't be unheard of that he could have escaped himself.
What are some typical ways of fast transportation used by scouts, like Durastians? How do you guys maneuver quickly?
It is rumored amongst our infantry that those of higher positions have sending stones that connect them to each other. As for us, simple couriers, utilizing the Creation City's existing minor aviaries to send message by bird or caravan. We have no such establishment between this location and Elandris, though. That would have to be made by foot.
And moving on foot, is there any means of traveling quickly that you guys, that the scouts of Daenor utilize? Any way to speed up your travel?
Between here and Elandris, not much. The Eventide Road takes a branch directly to Elandris, and it's well worn and easily travelable. Fairly free of banditry. nothing I know to speak of.
So no horses. You guys just go on foot everywhere.
When it comes to army marches, we can't always facilitate horseback for 400 individuals. Sometimes commanders may have horses, but they did not travel with them today.
Jiri, ask him, were they going to hold Falls Hollow here themselves, the 400 of them? And if so, who was the highest position named commander?
What about a Thane? Would a Thane typically travel on a horse?
Yes, certainly, without question. They are the uppity types and likely wouldn't want to make the venture on foot. Would likely travel via pulled stage wagon or caravan of some sort.
What was your plan for Forest Hollow? This location. What were you to do after it was taken?
Take it, hold it, and slowly, over time, remove some of our numbers back to Elandris.
Was there any like general sense of like what the next goal was? Like after taking Forest Hollow, was there a thought of like what battles or what towns, cities might be attacked next?
Amongst some of us, it's our hope to rise to a position where we can aid in the siege against Atheros and take down that godforsaken war fort. But no, those of us who were sent here were likely going to be positioned here, stationed here for indefinitely until called back.
And then in my mind, I'm gonna think at Telperion. What was the other thing you wanted to know?
Who would have taken command here? Who would have been the title with the highest authority?
Yeah, who would have taken command after you've taken over Forest Hollow?
Likely the Reaver that escorted us here. The Deadeye would have retreated back to Elandris.
What do you know about this Reaver?
The Wraith Watch are formidable, to be sure, but clouded in mystery that gives them half of their legitimacy. I've never seen my commander's face, nor do I know his name.
Whoa.
The helmet he wears that obscures only the top half of his head is sufficient to make sure we aren't able to identify him outside of it.
I have two last questions, Jiri, if you are all set.
Yeah, what do you got?
I walk over and I kind of squat down and I hold out my hand and I say, I've heard of this man. What is his name? And I'll use minor illusion and I'll show him the man he was proud of in a minor illusion in my hand if I can.
Okay. I'll throw him back up on the screen real quick.
Never left my screen.
It's showing you this image when I show it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm displaying it from a GM layer, and I just wanted to make sure you guys are actually seeing it. You conjure the image of this man, and what is your associated question?
What is this man's name?
It is a name that has long lived on the tongue of those loyal to Durast. That is Talon Coda Never. And should he be awaiting you for whatever you're planning in Elandris, none of what I have told you will matter.
Because he'll kill us surely, right?
He just smiles.
Well, what about her? And I'll throw the woman in the red dress in my hand. Her name.
That'd be the Contessa. Contessa May.
30-second warning on the meeting, by the way, that we have to pop out and pop back in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Pop out and pop back in.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep...
First.
Should I ask anything else about this Contessa?
Quick, before Critter gets in.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but he's a great
what?
We're not scheming. We're not scheming. 2 seconds of.
Yeah, literally 2 words worth of scheming possible.
Metagame.
Yeah, so identified Talon Kota Navarre and Contessa May.
Who is the count?
The Contessa's husband.
Oh,
Stands
shit.
at her side always. They share the authority over Elandris's rule. Some suspect she has more hold of it than he does, but he is ever at her side.
What's his name?
Lee.
We knew that, didn't we? I thought we.
I don't think we named them. Got their names.
I think
M and L, and I think they might have been named at some point, but the letter was signed by Contessa and Count M and L in the Thane Gaspard invitation. But Contessa, May, Count Lee, and
Lee.
Talon Coda.
Li, right? Yeah. Yeah. I remember this.
Yeah, I think it is possible that the Beastfolk Dyna's scouts, or really the Oracors polymorphed in wild-shaped scouts in Olandris, knew that it was ruled currently by the Contessa and Count May and Lee.
I stand up and look at Toby and Jerry. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, I got one more. What's the level? Who's in charge between all these people? The Talon, the Count, the Contessa, the Thane. Give me them in order.
Some of their politics are even outside my comprehension, but there are many at the level of the Thane. The Thane oversees various logistical matters in the city, allotment of goods, rations, coordinating with the military to make sure they are taken care of. But there's also a bishop, there's a curator of exports, there's an exarch of coin, a governess, a baron who is the claw of the court. There are many. I don't know all of their names. I have loosely heard of many of their positions, but all of them answer to Contessa and Count. And above them, the Talon, who only comes perhaps every month or so. He has come more frequently than that slightly to check on our position, see to our resources, see what allotment of soldiers can be made available for the ongoing siege at Atheros, etc. He will be likely conducting his monthly inspection shortly, in the next couple days, usually at the end of the month.
For my last question, I'm going to lean in and I'm going to think this one at him, and I'm going to think, why does she scare you?
Give me a separate intimidation check.
Sure. Oh my god, I rolled a nat
And-
1.
Okay.
I get +5, and I'm in his head. Oh, no,
I don't think yeah, being in his head sort of allowed an additional variable here, but I don't think it's going to give you advantage or anything like that. But you just feel a shiver. You see a shiver run down his spine. He just says, just rumors among soldiers, nothing more.
Fine. All right, we'll do you all a favor, and we'll tell them all that you were not helpful in the slightest, and to treat you poorly. That way, others won't know.
I think we should separate him from the others. Give him some special treatment. But quick question. That guy's got an interesting looking sword. You know anything about his sword there, the talons?
Not much is known about the blade he wields, other than that, the skill with which he wields it. Many do not even see it, clean them through.
Interesting. He sounds like a worthy foe for Jajiri of Jaland. I will steal his sword someday and learn all about it.
Good luck.
And to just move us into whatever next thing we want to do. Talparian will like kind of have Norris help me bring him back, and just I'm gonna like say out loud, they weren't helpful. Treat them like the rest, and then unless Jerry's gonna interfere with that command, just kind of leave him at that. And I'll say to Jerry, this way his reward will be not getting ostracized from the others. If we take him and give him special privilege, he'll be alone, and I don't think they'll ever forgive him.
Yeah, maybe.
Then we can go.
I'm not always gonna do this. I'm also just sort of testing out my thoughts on it. But Baldur's Gate 3 has been very inspirational when it comes to people making choices that really align with their background or their chosen profession or things like that. And I'm not going to award it here, but I'm thinking about awarding inspiration points moving forward in a similar vein. But Telperion, that was very cool that your way of rewarding this character was allow him to still fit in with his infantry. I just wanted to recognize that was very cool. I'm not going to give inspiration out yet on it because I haven't thought through the way I want to do this, because everyone could just be doing this all game every session. But just wanted, that was very cool.
GG.
All right, what's next?
We go find Rome and Roulette.
Very well.
What are you two up to?
Rome's been sitting in Sage.
Oh my god, I forgot about the tree.
In Sage?
In Sage. She's kind of cleaning up her like damage that she took during the battle. She's like pulling out broken twigs and stuff.
Licking her wounds.
Licking her wounds, yeah.
I don't have the PNG fully ready, but I do have it mostly ready. Pause for effect, pause for effect.
Just imagine it's a tree that Critter took a picture. Oh, yeah.
Oh, his
Alex,
face. I love his face.
Something Alex specifically sent me for Wild Sage
I
Blossom.
love it.
Wild Sage Blossom.
Yeah, Blossom. Blossom.
All right, we got a lot of information. Look at this. And I'll show a little picture, and it's Jerry's face, but he's like pudgy. I'm like, oh, damn it, that's not the right one. I was saving that for later. And I'll show
Oh,
Coda.
that's a good. I'm looking good in that one. Good job, Telperion. I'm looking really buff.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, it was the puffy armor. I was just distracted, And I'll show you all Coda Nevere in my hand. This is the talent waiting for us in Olandris. Jerry, fabulous job with the questioning. It was really good. He's got a special sword. He's going to be there doing a monthly inspection, I think. Apparently he's been down here more. And he has the highest authority among...
I think we should try to steal his sword if we can. And then my sword will eat his sword.
We've never killed a Talon. If you can eat the sword, but I think he's going to be the biggest obstacle for us. And worse than him, maybe, and I'll show the Contessa this time. This is who the soldier feared the most, and who has, I think, after the Talon, and the Talon, he comes and goes. She's the one who's overseeing Olandris. So, and if the... I didn't find out why he was scared of her. I just feel like of all the people there, she's the one who would see through our tricks the fastest. So she'll be the one we need to stay away from, essentially, unless we're ready to confront her.
Well, I have been thinking, and I've got some ideas for what magic to prepare, and I think I have some things, and I expect to handle with competent magic users. More so than the Thane we boarded.
Do we feel good about using the Thane, Jerry? I think he's not very... You're gonna have to be servile. Like, they're not going to care about you, and I think the main
No, I
thing
think that's
Be like
perfect.
groveling, like, but I tried, and like,
I think that's exactly who we want because we don't want to like stand out too much. We want to be like blend in, like
and him
this
being
user.
flustered and not obeying all
Yeah.
of the right like etiquette and stuff would maybe make sense more with him.
and they'll be
Perfect. They're like
this-
ignore me. They'll be like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You don't know anything. Go do magic stuff, and then we'll have free reign to like look around.
So, are we going to have someone pretend the force was successful? The Thane, upon seeing the success, came back to report whatever.
Because I'm injured. I'm gonna have like a, I don't know. a
Well, and you
concussion.
literally have an invitation to this dinner. So, you came back for that. And you come on the heels of good news. They're going to be proud that it was there. So, you.
I was released from the prisons by the troops, and then I rode forward with the scouts to get back because I was injured, A, but also B, because I wanted to get back for the dinner.
Well, we could fly to there tomorrow and start investigating. Did we need to do anything else tonight?
Roulette, if you could help me powder up some silver, that would be great.
I literally have a jeweler's kit out because I was grinding up some gold.
So I don't know what goes into powdering 100 gold worth of silver.
It will probably take Roulette a while, but you guys can probably
That's-
powder what you need.
That's
But that
a
is
thousand.
filing down 100 coins. Yeah.
No, it's 1,000 pieces.
This is 100 gold worth of powdered silver.
100 gold worth of powdered silver. Yes, you're absolutely correct. That's 1,000 coins.
So I'll
to
trade
file down.
you 50 gold if you're willing to toss up 500 silver, because I've got 500 silver.
I have no money. Actually, wait, no, I do have silver. I have 666 silver. So I will convert that to. I don't know how to do it.
Trade Tobirama your silver for his gold, so you can minus 500 silver and add 50 gold using him as an exchange. And then, if you're willing to spend most of your night probably on
I'll help.
this filing,
Because I need less rest and I'm stronger, so I can
I
help.
think probably only someone proficient in the tool can do it.
I'm not
Oh.
proficient. I'm not proficient with the tools. I can make a
Oh,
jeweler's
okay.
set to do it.
Got
I think
it.
we went through this before when I did the gold. It just takes me a while to do it. So I will.
Yeah.
I'll say
okay.
that this takes spare. I don't have anything else to do in the spare time of the journey. So
yeah.
on the way to Elandris, I will do it.
Oh. No, that wouldn't work. And I don't have it prepared. Okay.
Got it. Yeah, it'll just probably take you all night, but
Yeah.
not like no long rest all night, but yeah.
I thought of something Jury needs to do. He will go because I'm sure we've collected a lot of like personal possessions off of the bodies of the Durastians. He will go and like find like bits of clothing and other odds and ends, bracelets, necklaces, things that like are Durastian to add to his like disguise kit, so that we just have like general undergarments and like jewelry and odds and ends that a Durastian made.
Yeah, that's very cool. Do me a favor and roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
Can I give him advantage since I've been scouting through all that shit?
Yeah, you were
Well-
assisting, so yeah, he can have advantage on this perception check. 15 is absolutely sufficient for this. With Roulette's help and your own eye for things that are gaudy and regal looking, you get like the odd gold ring or silver chain and just like some keepsakes. It is pretty mellow, but you're able to gather enough bits of sort of identifiable Durastian make jewelry that moving forward, anytime you try and use as part of your disguise kit this portion of looking like Durastian influence, you can just add a permanent +1 to those checks.
Woo!
It'll be kind of niche, but it might be worth it. Valuable enough.
Yeah, more so Jerry's starting to think about like the disguise for Roulette and Toby and like how to add stuff to it.
Yeah, perfect. When Jiri is involved in the disguise effort to look like, for anyone to look like Durastians, you get a +1 to that check.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Very cool. General Mathros, as the day begins to wind down, will sort of come find you guys wherever you're hoping to hole up for the night. There are a few buildings that are made available. You're also welcome to camp out amongst the very, very slight snowfall. It's not enough where you'll like be buried by any means. But will want to gauge your tangible course of action you intend to take in the morning so that he can run it up the chain and their leaders can know what action you guys are taking / what to expect and anticipate.
Neat.
I think we'll also relay all of the information we got out of interrogation to Mathros.
Sure. Yeah, he will eagerly take it and will make use of it for dissemination to the various Beast Folk and Selthar and Oricor that are going to be occupying Forest Hollow for now. But he will definitely want to get a sense of, are you guys leaving in the morning to get there tomorrow and spend a day of scouting there? Or are you going to take 2 days of travel and arrive via sort of a horse-drawn caravan? They can make available a horse for you. Just curiosity for your intentions, because a couple different options have been posed, but otherwise you guys are welcome to long rest, conclude the night with intent to set out in some regard tomorrow morning. It would be Sundas, the 29th of Evening Star, only 2 days away from the crown of Evening Star or New Year's Eve. But yeah.
Oh, I didn't really put that together. That it's New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The estate
Ooh,
dinner
wow.
is being held on New Year's Eve as the crown of Evening Star, the final day in their December.
I'm going to kiss the talon.
Nice.
Rome, could you pretend to be a horse? Because we're going to need a horse for how does Gaspard get there so quickly in 2 days? He's going to need a horse. Maybe you could turn into a horse.
Of course.
Well, you do know that
Of course I'm going to be a horse.
That way we don't have to bring a horse with us.
you do know that you can make the travel on foot in 2 days, so it doesn't require a horse to get there in 2 days. But horse would expedite
But do we want
things.
Gaspard arriving on a horse?
Yeah, because he wouldn't walk.
And then I'm put into the stables, and then from there I go and explore.
Then you can turn into a rat. Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea.
Get some cheese.
What is the range, Telperion, on you being able to communicate with me? And I'm able to communicate back to you?
I think he.
It's roughly from where Steve's monitor is to the bathroom.
I believe I need to see you in order to communicate.
Amazing. Telperion's getting good at his disguised self. He looked just like Roulette.
He's hotter now, I believe. I think it's you need to see someone to telepathically to communicate with them.
You have to be able to see me.
We gotta get one of those stones that can communicate.
I actually asked Minerva to start making them, but it's kind of like for me and her. But maybe
You could carry it around like a rat or like a chipmunk in your mouth.
if you guys want to know how my telepathy works, I have to be able to see someone within 60 feet of me. So I assume that's probably the reverse logic.
I think as much as I appreciate Rome's sacrifice of the equine fashion, I think we should just take a horse. I'm assuming these Durastians showed up with at least one horse.
They actually did not seem to, per the guards thing. This particular march of infantry did not involve horseback. You also know it was kind of questionable how much they cared about this specific location.
Oh,
so
you're true.
They sort of just sent grunts to march this way and take it back for them. But you also do have an army at your back too that could probably get a horse here in a day or two. Or
I think we should
capture horses.
Maybe not by the morning, but maybe.
Didn't we capture horses the first time we took the city?
Yeah, and I think whoever was nearest to them heard the screams of the dying horses in the stable as it was lit on fire.
Nice.
That was literally mentioned in the session.
So the other thing I'm just realizing, we're gonna have to give fake intelligence on who took the fort initially, which was us. Like
Oh,
who?
yeah.
So we're gonna have to fake some news there because they're gonna say, "Thane, the only useful thing you can tell us is who took the fort from you." And what are we gonna say? Elves can't say that.
Oh,
No.
we can say we should make something up. We can
You
say
know,
a bunch of gin from Jalan came.
Well, I appreciate the colorfulness, but I think saying something like elves or Norn mercenaries that is the closest to the truth. I mean, they've been getting harassed by the Norn mercenaries. They had elves captive in the barracks, so I mean, there had to have been some sort of communication back to Alandris saying that, hey, we've been getting harassed by these Norn mercenaries and by these elves, so just go with that.
the best lie is a half truth.
I mean, but one gin did take it over,
That's
so
true.
it is kind of true.
Wouldn't you
Hey,
like to
I'm
keep the
from
gin
Jalan.
pot a surprise?
Yeah.
Or keep the Jiri, keep that as something in your back pocket, and you can mention, a Jin with a Vanta Black blade was part of those incursion forces.
Yeah, he was like yelling his name all the time. Jajiri or
Wait.
something like that. He
Jiri.
seemed really cool.
Yuri, if you say that to the Talon, it's a lot of ifs. If I could read his mind
God, I don't.
while you say
don't
that,
like this.
He could think about how cool I am.
Or where they get the blades from.
This is something I shouldn't divulge as a DM because I just want to let you guys make your choices. But I just think that is just a risky enough ploy to have some juicy information maybe available.
Okay. So Jiri, keep it in your side pocket. Maybe not the back pocket, not the front pocket, but like side pocket.
here's God telling us it's a good idea. That's just
Not a good idea. Like it could go wrong.
I know.
For sure. For sure.
that's how we're interpreting it, though.
Yeah.
We
I
never
feel that's
fail.
what I'm gonna lead with. Now that I got this idea in my mind, I can't get it out.
I think we should head there and plan on the way. Let's get a little moving going.
Well, we're going to sleep first.
I'm just ready to go. You're gonna long rest soon.
Bedtime.
Yep, everyone is welcome to long rest. I'm not personally going to instigate anything over long rest tonight, but you guys are welcome to if there's any combos you want to have with each other. But
I have a quick combo I'd like to have with my sister.
She's not here.
She doesn't need to be. I'm gonna open my spell book.
God.
Minerva, I hate to ask this of you, but those sending stones I asked you to work on, have you been working on them, and can I have them since now I can use this book to talk to you? And I have no idea how many words that was, and I will never keep track. I'm gonna go Jester on this because I don't want to count.
I'm in charge.
Sure.
You see text write itself, etch itself into the very page you're looking at. And as it writes each word out and glows, the front end of that word disappears. So it's just a slowly moving amorphous bit of text that does reach your mind, even though it is also visibly legible. Brother, of course I'm still working on them. I would never forget about you. I only need about 4 more weeks.
Yes.
Better than nothing.
Ta-ta until then.
I love you. I call out as we're all going to bed. In 1 month, the sending stones might be ready, and then we could wrestle them from my sister, even though they were supposed to be for her and I. Probably, yeah.
Very well. Well, in the morning, it is officially Sundas, 29th of Evening Star. You guys are heading out in the morning? By foot, by horse made available from thing, and there's probably not 5 horses available. What are we doing here?
We're gonna take one horse and we're gonna fly the horse.
Put the horse in the locket.
That can be done.
A horse the longer.
Oh. But would
Toby,
it be funny if the horse was flying? Come on, guys.
Toby, I know you were hanging on to this. Do you mind that I keep hanging on to it? Because I can
Not at
zoom
all.
around,
Not at all.
I think it's useful in the meantime. I'm always happy to pass it off to someone who has an active use for it.
Well, horse bound into the locket. Not sure if it's happy about that or not. And then you take to the skies, cannel off wind sail. Haven't done the math on this yet. Let's see. Let's go to the Eridon map real quick.
I got some stealth spells for today.
It is very roughly. I think it's, roughly 40 miles to Elandris. So it will take about 2 days travel normally. With the cannel off wind sail, you guys can get, I kind of forget how this works, but 10 rounds or is it 100 rounds of vertical before you sail horizontal? You can cross a big
I thought it was
portion
1,000
of
feet
that.
up.
Spells. Levitate is duration for 10 minutes. So 6 seconds we can go up 20 feet.
Yeah, 20 feet. So at max, it takes you 10 minutes to get 2,000 feet in the air. Then, based on descending 10 feet per round, basically 200 rounds of descending, you can double dash, action dash, bonus action dash to basically cover 4.5 miles in 20 minutes. Which does that take the full speed of they can go
Sub 5 minute mile, I'll take it.
14 basically they facilitate a 20-minute travel unless you can take off from a higher elevation like you guys have before at like mountaintops. So best case scenario here, you're covering 7 miles in 20 minutes.
There's got to be a way we can fly higher than that.
So I can fly for a minute and dashing at 60, so I can get
so that's the other
600
portion of this
feet
is
in the air.
Yeah, based on
Absolutely.
additional flying speeds, you guys can start from higher, descend for longer, and reach farther.
I can get 3 of us flying
For like 10 minutes, right?
120 feet per 6 seconds for 10 minutes, yeah. But only 3 of us.
You've got a fly speed. Is it nothing limited?
Oh, and Shaggy. Shaggy can take somebody.
Shaggy can take someone and has an innate flying speed for sure. And
I
is
could
a
also
large creature, so
fly.
only one person can ride
That's
them. But
that's a lot of steps, Roulette.
So then
I have like 4 hours of steps.
Me and Toby are the worst flyers. Rome can theoretically use a wild shape.
I can cast fly on someone.
We got it. Just
I
we got-
think
Yeah,
you
we can
guys
do
do
it.
have enough resources to get to. I have the bit of math here from previous times. You guys can get an elevation of about 10,000 feet, which is fucking high, and therefore will allow you to fall over the course of an hour. It looks like 28 miles. So in about, in like less than 2 hours, you guys can hit pretty close to Elandris, actually.
Dope.
Oh my god.
We probably should just say what resources we do it in because we're gonna venture for a day and it might be relevant. What slots we burn? Like, what can Shaggy just do one person? But that's no resources.
or unlimited.
So that's an unlimited. Let's say I go on Shaggy. Just cover that one. Jiri.
Then Jiri can use a 5th level spell slot, I guess, to like.
I could do it twice, right? So we could go. Oh, but or just once.
I have 2 castings of fly as well, and I have my fly speed to start with.
I think to do this, I think basically takes Shaggy needs to be out for, let's say, Telperion. Jiri can facilitate with a 5th level spell slot, like 3 of you, and then
Hey,
Roulette
Jiri.
would probably have to burn
Well,
at least 1 3rd level spell slot, and
Jiri
that
should
gets you
take
there.
Jiri, Toby, and Roulette, and then Rome. Could you just wild shape up there?
Oh
Would
yeah.
that be a
Yeah, but
low
there,
cost?
but I don't know how many wild shapes can keep up with the Canaloft wind sails double dashing.
Just to get up high.
Just to go.
Oh,
vertical.
sure, yeah, that's true. Yeah, a
So
wild
all
shape
it
will do
would
it.
take
Yeah.
is the one casting a fly to get our elevation, and a wild shape.
Wait, what's the speed of the Canaloft wind sail?
I guess I'm leaving behind
think-
our friend.
I think it's a
That's
speed
bullshit.
of 60, but you can dash as an action and dash as a bonus action. So it can cover 180 horizontal feet with only dropping 10 feet in that round. So it's like
Wait,
every 10 drop, you're making another 180 feet over.
we can't bring your tree.
Well, I mean, do we need the tree?
That's a
to
very good
anything?
point. And I will say, just sort of above table level, you awakening the tree and creating a CR9 creature does not mean it's going to be with you guys all the time, but it will tangibly affect the warfare effort. But by that logic, it probably makes sense for it to remain with the warfare sort of recoupment. It's probably not going to be able to fly with you
Unless you
unless you
wanted
guys
to
get
pop
real
it.
creative.
Put it
Well,
on
if
a.
we use the amulet for that instead
That's
of the
a
pulse.
large creature. I don't think you could put it in the amulet.
I
should
don't
check.
think a creature that big can go in there, but I don't remember.
Yeah, the
We'll leave
only
him
like
behind for
the only
now.
like reason why I would say that we might want it is to like tree stride out.
Oh,
of
to
an area.
escape,
But
yeah.
I'm the only I can only cast tree stride on myself. I can't.
You
allow
can't
you
make a
else.
portal. What's the one that lets you make a portal between two trees?
Transport via plants.
I think that's a
which
6th
is-
level spell.
I think you're right about that.
Is Sage Blossom a large creature?
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think huge. Is
Oh,
a tree.
No amulet. Amulet's for large.
Ah,
We'll leave
stay
it behind.
It's fine.
Protector of Fool's Hollow.
Give it that siege to whatever unit they use it for.
Loaf, you can work off some of this summoning weight by following us along.
So many
Perfect. But yeah, this will be a good spot to sort of wind things down as we're nearing 4 hours, and you guys will start descending, and you see the town over in the distance. And I'll actually pull us to that map just to get a sense of the layout as you guys descend that way.
Oh,
Oh my god.
You're
Yes.
coming from the east, and this map is oriented purposefully in a specific way to correctly represent north, south, east, and west. Your guys are coming from that direction. Notably, there is a rise in elevation, and the most grand building, which is the sort of regal keep or hall that likely the estate dinner would be held in, is this building down here.
number 6.
Yes, so you are welcome to land a mile out of the city and recoup and do what you want, or fly closer to the city for some purpose. But you guys are welcome to begin. We'll probably pick up next session with like, okay, maybe 30 minutes to an hour of planning, and then let's take action and decide what you guys are doing, and let's do it. So
Since we're 10,000 feet in the air, looking eastward, how does
westward. You're coming from the east, but looking westward.
if I look eastward,
Oh.
the Amaran Forest, how is it looking from up here? You're having another 2 weeks of time pass.
No stars, Run.
Of goodness.
You look backwards in the distance, and from this perspective, the Barrens, the section affected by that great fire 3 years ago, is probably still too distant for your eyes to catch, even from this elevation. It's
Gotcha.
just an endless, sprawling expanse of forest. But while you were there, you did see, again, not like all the trees are coming to life by any means, but the threat of the oppressive necromancy-esque
Trees take a long time
ash
to
in the sky was all gone. It seemed severe, if breathable. So,
Getcha.
yeah, that's definitely not a
Ooh.
short-term restoration.
I'm not going to use my count off wind sail. I'll just ride on Shaggy
Oh,
just to save it
nice.
because he is faster.
Oh, after we get the height, I see.
You're not really
Yeah,
saving
Feel
anything.
180 while
Which is
dashing.
which is what the Caneloff wind sail can do because it double dashes.
He is.
Yeah,
He is
it's similar. Yeah.
as fast then.
Yeah.
But save the resource.
Yep. For sure.
Sick. What a sesh.
All right. You guys get to Olandris, we'll say roughly at noon on the 29th. You suspect that it could have taken you 2 days of travel. So you essentially have 2 days to scout out this location before the dinner on the night of the 31st.
This is a new era for the Four Winds.
Dude,
being
I can't
like,
wait to use clairvoyance.
I gotta look it up and see how it can interact with this shit because
think
I
about
don't
our-
know that spell very well.
when we weren't stealthy as a party.
It's just like a scrying light.
Wait, is Rome different this morning?
Yeah, she will now have her Arctic circle.
Sick.
Arctic. So she like kind of snaps a little more than usual because like the water inside her branches are frozen.
Wow.
Creaking.
I thought you meant like attitude-wise.
You
Yeah,
fucking
she's got more attitude now.
She's probably pretty sassy.
Alex, if you don't mind, you can keep it a surprise if you want. I'm just curious, what kind of spells are the Arctic ones? Like, I'm just curious how that's going to shape what we're about to do.
Oh yeah, do you got any good spells?
Ice knife.
Ice knife? Oh
I mean,
man.
probably like
Ice Knife is not one.
Not again.
Do you have Pass Without a Trace as a general?
I do, yeah. So whenever I switch them, it's always at a shorter or a long rest. And if it's at a long rest, then I can just like kind of redo my list of spells. So I'll have to take a second to see what duplicates there end up being. But the Arctic gives you Hold Person and Spike Growth, Sleet Storm and Slow, Freedom of Movement, and Ice Storm, and then Commune with Nature and Cone of Cold. So I'll swap other things. Like there's some duplicates because I take Spike Growth normally. So I'll like drop that and take up another one.
Dude, slow is so
But I'll
good.
keep Pass Without Trace.
Got it. Very cool.
Fuck yeah.
Good stuff. Well, we will call it there.